Chapter 300. Long Yu was a disciple of the Jintian clan, but this Jintian clan disciple was arrogant enough to challenge the elders of the Tang dynasty's Wuzong clan. Although the Tang dynasty's Wuzong clan knew that Long Yu had defeated Yu Qianning, and thus had the right to say such words, it was still too arrogant for a disciple to challenge the elders. Ha, good. Bai Yunzong did not hesitate at all and laughed out loud. If that's the case, from now on, Long Yu will be an elder of the Jintian clan and enter the elders' cabinet. It was in line with the rules to challenge the elders as an elder. The Tang dynasty's Wuzong elders' faces darkened. They were only at LV8 of the true spirit realm, and in terms of combat strength, they were no match for Yu Qianning. Even Yu Qianning had been defeated by Long Yu. Wouldn't it be humiliating for the elders to challenge him one by one? Why? Are you in a difficult position? Long Yu glanced at the Tang dynasty's Wuzong clan. There were a total of 5 elders, and 4 of them were former sect leaders of the 7 major sections. They were Fang Xiaoyan of the Alluring Pavilion, Hua Haishan of the Fire Repository Hall, Hua Yanshi of the Falling Rain Sword sect, and Chu Shanwu of the Broken Blade sect. The last one was the former steward of the Chu clan, Zhao Xiong. He was a burly middle-aged man, and was undoubtedly the leader of the Tang dynasty's Wuzong clan elders. Therefore, Fang Xiaoyan, Hua Haishan, Hua Yanshi, and Chu Shanwu all looked at Zhao Xiong, hoping that he would make the decision or take the lead. In terms of hatred, Chu Shanwu and Hua Haishan both hated Long Yu to the core. 2 years ago, Long Yu had killed Chu Shanwu's disciple, and Hua Haishan's son, Huofu, had long been killed by Long Yu. But now, Chu Shanwu and Hua Haishan did not dare to act rashly. Even if they were to face Long Yu now, there was no way they could win. With their wily and cunning natures, they definitely wouldn't do something meaningless like throwing away their lives for no reason. Why are you looking at me? The middle-aged man, Zhao Xiong, coldly snorted. He's just a rank 7 true spirit brat. After fighting with Qian Ning, he will definitely be powerless. Why aren't you guys making a move and taking him down? Fang Xiaoyun and the other 3 cursed him for being a treacherous person. Since you said that Long Yu is weak, why don't you do it yourself? Why do we have to stand out? Fang Xiaoyun and the others thought so. What? You can't make up your mind. Long Yu looked at Zhao Xiong and the other 4 so-called Tang dynasty Wuzong elders with a faint smile. He said nonchalantly, "Since you don't dare to face me alone, come at me together. Let's attack together." These last 4 words were undoubtedly like a bolt from the blue, and it caused everyone present to be shocked on the spot. Although Long Yu had defeated Yu Qianning with ease, it was still impossible for him to face 5 martial Zong elders of Tang dynasty at the same time. This was too ridiculous. Furthermore, the 5 martial Zong elders of Tang dynasty were all seniors. How could they put down their pride and fight him with numbers? The Jintian clan members were also shocked. This Long Yu really dared to say such words. Could it be that he really had the terrifying strength to fight 5 at the same time? Bai Yunzong's eyes flashed with curiosity. After not seeing him for 2 years, he could not see through this kid anymore. However, to everyone's surprise, the 5 martial Zong elders of Tang dynasty looked at each other and nodded at the same time. Zhao Xiong took a step forward. "Since you said so, we will satisfy you. We will let you know that our Tang dynasty Wuzong's reputation is not undeserved." With that, the 5 martial Zong elders of Tang dynasty stepped forward at the same time and surrounded Long Yu. This scene made both sides feel like they were in a dream. These martial Zong elders of Tang dynasty were really shameless. "You only dare to stand up after I asked the 5 of you to come at me together. This Tang dynasty Wuzong really lives up to its reputation." Bai Yunzong stroked his mustache and smiled casually, causing the Jintian clan members to roar with laughter. This smile made the pressure on the people of the heaven-suppressing sect disappear. They were originally worried about Long Yu, but on second thought, if Long Yu did not have absolute confidence, why would he be so bold as to ask the 5 of them to come at him together? Not bad. It seems that you have some courage. Come on. When Long Yu saw the 5 of them appear, he smiled and nodded. It seemed like he was praising them, but in fact, It was the deepest mockery of them. The five of them had to come at him together to deal with a junior who was one level lower than them. This was a little courage. If it were anyone else, they would have dared to do the same. Oomph. The middle-aged man, Zhao Xiong, wore a black shirt and was extremely thick-skinned. He said directly, "Since we are all standing in the arena, no matter who is injured, we can't blame anyone else. In this battle, life and death are up to fate." These words were obviously indicating that he wanted to kill Long Yu in the battle. It had to be said that these words had regained some momentum, allowing the five of them to not be so passive. However, how could Long Yu let Zhao Xiong do as he wished? Life and death are up to fate. That's natural. You said it yourself. If any of you are injured in the battle, I won't be responsible. Long Yu said with a chuckle, "Brat, you're courting death." After hearing this, Hua Haishan, the temple master of the Hidden Fire Palace, could no longer stand it. Looking at Long Yu, who had killed his son, flaunting his prowess, how could he continue to tolerate it? He took a step forward, and his entire body sprang up like a flame. With a fire dragon in his hand, he swept across the sky and attacked Long Yu. "Can't wait. Then I'll use you to test my blade." Long Yu laughed. Facing five experts of the rank 8 true spirit at the same time, he looked relaxed on the surface, but he did not dare to be careless. With a thought, he released the Lunar Moon True Spirit. Lunar Moon True Spirit. This crescent moon hung above Long Yu's head, emitting a leisurely cold light. Following that, countless crescent blade lights were condensed by Long Yu and flew towards Hua Haishan, who was rushing over. Hua Haishan's entire body was covered in flames, as if he was a man of fire. He condensed a fire dragon in his hand, wanting to block the crescent blade light. However, he quickly discovered that the destructive power of the crescent blade light was too strong. Even the fire dragon in his hand was destroyed by the crescent blade light. Cold chi overflowed in all directions, and a lunar frost chi assaulted his face. Accompanied by waves of blade light, the flames on Hua Haishan's body were instantly extinguished. Countless frost wounds appeared on his body, making him feel as if he had fallen into an ice cave. "Die." Long Yu softly spat out a single word. Following that, everyone saw Hua Haishan's body stiffen as he fell to the ground. His entire body had already been frozen into a block of ice. Long Yu's crescent blade light could clash with experts on the level of Hazy Crow. How could a mere Hua Haishan block it? Long Yu was fighting 1 against 5. He knew that he could not fight for long, so with lightning speed, he killed one of them. When Hua Haishan's stiff body fell to the ground, everyone's eyes opened wide. They could not believe what they had just seen. When Long Yu and Yu Qianing were fighting, he did not seem to use this method. If he had released the Lunar Moon True Spirit and condensed the crescent blade light, how could Yu Qianing still be alive? This scene was something that even Zhao Xiong and the other 4 elders did not expect. They wanted to wait for Hua Haishan to go first and test Long Yu's strength. They never thought that this fellow would be killed by Long Yu just like that. Next, Long Yu lifted his head and swept his gaze over Zhao Xiong, Chu Shanwu, Feng Xiaoyue, and Hua Yanshi. "Let's go together and kill him." Zhao Xiong's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. He had seen Long Yu's strength and knew that this child could not be left alive. Otherwise, there would be a day when the entire Great Tang would experience a great change. And this change would definitely be detrimental to Zhao Xiong. How could he not be ruthless towards Long Yu? Chu Shanwu and the others also understood this logic. But when they saw Hua Haishan, who had wanted to take revenge for his son, instantly turn into a corpse, they could not help but shudder. "Go!" Chu Shanwu gritted his teeth. He knew that he could not retreat now. If the 5 of them couldn't win against one, then he would lose all his face for the rest of his life. There would even be people who would say that they had lived their lives in vain. This was naturally what Chu Shanwu did not want to see. If the remaining 4 joined forces, it should not be a problem to deal with Long Yu. With this thought in mind, Chu Shanwu, Hua Yanshi, and Zhao Xiong took a step forward almost at the same time and rushed towards Long Yu. Each of them urged the profound qi in their bodies and unleashed all kinds of martial techniques towards Long Yu. Have you finally come to your senses? It's a pity that it's just the three of you. Long Yu swept a glance at Feng Qiaoyue, who was hiding behind him, and did not pay any attention to her. This woman knew how to seek advantages and avoid disadvantages. It would not be easy for her to risk her life to deal with Long Yu. Facing the attack of Zhao Xiong, Hua Yanshi, and Chu Shanwu, Long Yu showed no fear. He lifted his hand and released the heaven-suppressing sun true spirit. The sun and moon alternated as the heaven-suppressing law and the extreme yin law enveloped the three at the same time. The law domains that the three of them had comprehended were only the lowest Yellowstone law. At this moment, even if the three of them joined forces, they would still be completely suppressed by Long Yu's sun and moon true spirit. Moonblade light. Long Yu raised his hand, and countless moonblade light, carrying with it an endless frosty aura, swept towards the three of them. The three of them knew how powerful it was, so they could only change the offensive methods they had prepared into defensive ones. Each of them retreated while defending themselves against the moonblade light. Due to them having made some preparations, the moon-slaying blade lights were unable to directly kill the three of them. However, they were still unable to deal with anything else. Forget about joining forces to kill Long Yu. Even blocking the moon-slaying blade lights was extremely difficult. The three of them retreated step by step, their expressions not looking too good. Hold on. This kid's attacks are so fierce, he won't be able to last long. As long as we can hold on, we will win, Zhao Xiong said with a sullen face. He had already released a lion true spirit behind him, but he was still forced to retreat. The destructive power of the moonblade light was too hard for him to resist. Only by retreating could he ensure his own safety. As for Chu Shanwu, the broken blade true spirit appeared behind him. His speed was extremely fast, but he could not outrun the moonblade light. He could only wave the broken blade in his hand and continuously defend himself to win some breathing space. As for Hua Yanshi, he was in an even worse situation. The Rain Sword Sect techniques were all swordsmanship. They were good at attacking, but their defense was weak compared to the others. At that moment, he could only use movement techniques to dodge the moon-slaying saber lights. He could not even resist them head-on. Chapter 301. The five elders of the Great Tang martial sect attacked together, but one of them was instantly killed by Long Yu. For the next four, Feng Qiaoyue did not seem to dare to attack. The other three had joined forces, but they were completely suppressed by Long Yu. This was undoubtedly a huge blow to the Great Tang martial sect. Were the Great Tang martial sects really so weak? It's time to end this. The corner of Long Yu's mouth curled up. Even though he was fighting one against three, he was still very relaxed and did not feel any pressure. Immediately after, he raised his hand and activated the Xian Qi in his body. In an instant, all the death moon blade lights that filled the sky gathered together and coldly swept towards Chu Shanwu. These death moon blade lights could only be blocked by the combined forces of Zhao Xiong, Chu Shanwu, and Hua Yanshi. Long Yu's attack instantly gathered all the destructive power and surged towards Chu Shanwu. Chu Shanwu was caught off guard. His entire body was enveloped by these death moon blade lights, and in the biting cold wind, he instantly turned into an ice sculpture and died on the spot. However, Zhao Xiong and Hua Yanshi were not weak either. They knew how to grasp this opportunity and attacked Long Yu with all their strength. Water manipulation screen. Long Yu condensed 9 layers of water manipulation screen, and in an instant, blocked the attack of Zhao Xiong's lion true spirit and Hua Yanshi's 7 resplendent sword lights. Retreat. Seeing this, Zhao Xiong's face became extremely gloomy. The 5 of them had attacked, but 2 of them had been so easily killed by this kid. This was the greatest humiliation of the Great Tang martial sect since its inception. And most importantly, Zhao Xiong knew that it was impossible for him and Hua Yanshi to deal with Long Yu. Logically speaking, this kid Xian Qi should be empty after such a fierce battle. But from the looks of it, he seems to be doing it with ease. Long Yu's calm appearance made Zhao Xiong not dare to take any further risks. If he had been the target of Long Yu's concentrated attacks, he wouldn't have been able to withstand it either. No matter what, his life was still the most important, and his face was secondary. Thinking about this, Zhao Xiong immediately retreated. Hua Yinshe had the same thought as him. Without any hesitation, they retreated into the crowd of Tang Dynasty martial arts grandmasters, just like Yu Qianing. Since they are no match for him, I, a woman, am even less of a match for him. Seeing the two of them retreat, Feng Xiaoyue, who was dressed in red, smiled faintly and retreated as well. Feng Xiaoyue's plan had always been to wait for others to rush to the front. If there was a chance, she would go up. If the situation was like now, she would have a reason to retreat. This plan was well thought out. In the end, he would not put himself in danger. However, this way, Feng Xiaoyue's relationship with Zhao Xiong and Hua Yinshe would definitely become very bad. Of course, it was better to have a bad relationship with these two than to lose her life. Of the 3 battles, our Jintian clan should have won 2 of them, right? Long Yu narrowed his eyes and raised his head to look at Yu Ruyan. When Yu Ruyan saw her daughter and her subordinates fleeing in a sorry state, she was so angry that she started trembling. She looked at Long Yu with an ominous glint in her eyes. There's still one more battle, the sect leader's battle. Trace of White Cloud, do you dare to come out and fight me? Yu Ruyan knew that the only thing she could do now was to help the Tang Dynasty martial arts grandmasters when around. Otherwise, the Tang Dynasty martial arts grandmasters would lose all their face today. Yu Ruyan, of course, had full confidence in dealing with Trace of White Cloud. Yu Ruyan glared at Long Yu fiercely. If she could deal with Long Yu, she would be more than happy to do so. However, she also knew that Long Yu was very shrewd and would definitely not be willing to go against her. After all, she was an expert at LV9 True Spirit Realm. Sect leader Bai, leave this woman to me. However, to everyone's surprise, Long Yu still stood in the arena and looked directly at Yu Ruyan. 2 years ago in the 7-sect martial competition, this woman interfered and injured me to save her daughter. Today, I will personally take revenge for this. Long Yu's words were like a clap of thunder that exploded in the ears of the surrounding people. This kid actually wants to challenge Yu Ruyan? Isn't this a little too arrogant? One must know that Yu Ruyan was an expert at LV9 True Spirit Realm, while he, Long Yu, was only an LV7 True Spirit. Even if he could kill 2 elders of the Tang Dynasty martial arts grandmasters and scare off the remaining 3, there was still a gap of 2 levels between Long Yu and Yu Ruyan. Little Long Yu. At this moment, Trace of White Cloud could not see through Long Yu, and his eyes were filled with doubt. Could it be that this kid really has the confidence to deal with Yu Ruyan? Doesn't that mean that Long Yu's current strength has surpassed Trace of White Cloud's? Thinking of this, Trace of White Cloud's thoughts suddenly cleared up and he laughed. In that case, Long Yu, from today on, the position of sect leader of the Jintian clan will be handed over to you. The battle with the sect leader of the Tang Dynasty martial sect will also be handed over to you. As soon as this was said, everyone held their breath and stared at Long Yu. This kid has obtained the position of sect leader of the Jintian clan, just like that? Sect leader, I dare not accept this. Long Yu quickly said, Today, I, Long Yu, am only here as a disciple of the Jintian clan to help the sect out of trouble. It's not a big deal for me to become an elder, but it's impossible for me to become sect leader. Why not? Trace of White Cloud stroked his mustache and smiled encouragingly. As the son of the former General Long, your talent is indeed beyond our reach. I can rest assured that you'll be the sect leader of the Jintian clan. Sect leader Bai, don't worry, that won't do either. I'm used to being idle. How can I have the ability to lead the entire sect? Long Yu still shook his head. At the end of the day, he did not like being bound by the sect. It was fine to be an elder, but if he became the sect leader, he would be tied to the Jintian clan. How could he be willing to do that? Trace of White Cloud clearly saw through his thoughts. After a moment of thought, he said, In that case, you'll be the deputy sect leader of the Jintian clan. That way, it'll be reasonable for you to fight Deputy Sect Leader Yu. All right. Only then did Long Yu nod his head in agreement. He knew that Trace of White Cloud was giving him a reason to fight Yu Ruyan and help the Jintian clan. Perhaps he had the idea of handing the Jintian clan to him, but after seeing his attitude, he gave up on the idea. The conversation between the two caused everyone to widen their eyes uncontrollably. Wasn't this Long Yu a little too strange? He had been thinking of ways to improve his strength and strive to become the sect leader. Even being the sect leader of the Jintian clan was an extremely glorious thing. However, this Long Yu had used all sorts of excuses and refused to be the sect leader. In the end, he only got the position of deputy sect leader. That's great. In that case, I'll have a duel with you, the deputy sect leader of the Jintian clan. Let's see how good you are. Yu Ruyan's eyes lit up with joy. She was originally regretting that she didn't have a chance to deal with Long Yu. However, now that the Jintian clan had pushed Long Yu onto the stage, it was undoubtedly giving her a chance to kill Long Yu. Trace of White Cloud, I didn't think that you would use a junior as a shield at such a young age. Yu Ruyan, admire you. Yu Ruyan said with a mocking smile as she walked into the arena. Whether it's a shield or not, you'll find out in a bit. Trace of White Cloud narrowed his eyes and stroked his beard, completely ignoring Yu Ruyan's mockery. He believed that Long Yu definitely had the strength to fight Yu Ruyan. Yu Qianing stood among the martial ancestors of the Tang dynasty, staring at Long Yu with a vicious glint in her eyes. This brat actually dared to humiliate her in the arena, forcing her to flee. He must die today. With my mother in the 9th true spirit realm making a move, how are you going to escape? Yu Qianing's eyes were filled with viciousness. Facing such a gaze, Long Yu ignored it. Soon, there was only Yu Ruyan left in his eyes. Yu Ruyan, you used to be my father's subordinate. I was wondering why my father didn't choose you. Long Yu looked at Yu Ruyan and said lightly, Now, I finally understand that my father didn't choose the wrong person. Noisy. Yu Ruyan's face darkened when she heard this. Long Yu's words immediately evoked the saddest thing in the depths of her heart. In this life, what she hated most was that Long Zaiqian didn't choose her, but instead he liked the virgin of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Realm. This was also the most fundamental reason why she hated Long Yu so much. She couldn't bear to see Long Yu rise, couldn't bear to see Long Yu in the limelight, but it just so happened that every step Long Yu took on the martial arts path was a slap in the face. Originally, she thought that with Chu Chaoxing's support, her daughter would definitely surpass Long Yu and become her pride. But she didn't expect that even though Long Yu didn't have the support of a big shot, he could still rise so quickly and possess such terrifying combat strength, leaving her daughter far behind. So much so that now, she had to personally take action in order to defeat Long Yu. For Yu Ruyan, this was already a failure in her life. But even if she failed, she wouldn't let Long Yu have an easy time. A son of AB *T6 actually dares to say such words? What a joke. Yu Ruyan coldly snorted, and a fierce expression appeared on her face. She then raised her hand and drew thousands of silken shadows, forming a giant net that shrouded Long Yu. As an expert in the 9th true spirit realm, this move of hers was indeed much stronger than Yu Qianing's. But to Long Yu, it was nothing more than that. You're too naive to think that you can defeat me with just the 1,000-thread sex methods. Long Yu raised his hand, and a lunar moon true spirit behind him floated up. The moon-slaying saber flew out and instantly cut the giant shadow net. If you have any tricks up your sleeves, just use them. If you don't, you'll definitely lose today. Long Yu straightened his back, and every word he said made the Tang dynasty's martial ancestor feel ashamed. Long Yu was a junior, only in his 20s, and was only in the 7th true spirit realm. As for Yu Ruyan, she was in the 9th true spirit realm and had been the martial path for at least 30 to 40 years. Such a senior was actually pointed at by Long Yu and said that he would definitely lose. You're courting death. Yu Ruyan coldly snorted. Just as Long Yu expected, this woman really had a hidden trump card. As Chu Chaoxing's woman, Chu Chaoxing would naturally give her some special treatment. Whether it was elixirs, martial skills, or cultivation techniques, she received no less than Yu Qianing. The next moment, her aura suddenly changed, as if a king had descended. Chapter 302. When Yu Ruyan revealed her trump card, Long Yu finally showed some interest. She has comprehended a mystic jade level Emperor domain. She's a bit stronger than Du Sun's subordinate, Dark Crow. This is a bit of a challenge. Long Yu narrowed his eyes. A mysterious jade level law domain, coupled with Yu Ruyan's 9th level True Spirit Secret Realm cultivation, was able to display even more power than Dark Crow. To Long Yu, this was an extremely good training opportunity. But other than Long Yu, the others did not think so. Damn it, it really is the Imperial Spring and Autumn Scripture, Emperor Domain. Bai Yunzong's expression changed drastically. He obviously knew how powerful the Imperial Spring Autumn Scripture of the Chu clan was, especially in the hands of Yu Ruyan, who was at the 9th LV True Spirit Secret Realm. Could Long Yu really resist it? Mother has cultivated the Imperial Spring and Autumn Scripture for a longer time than I have, and the Emperor Domain she comprehended is only one step away from transforming into a law. This is the peak of Domain. Among the great Tang martial ancestors, Yu Qianing grinned as if she could already see the scene of Long Yu being suppressed by his mother and begging for mercy. However, no matter how much you beg for mercy, you will die today. Yu Qianing thought to herself viciously, her eyes filled with anticipation as she looked at the battlefield. With the Vice-Sect Master taking action, this kid will definitely be taken down. But we originally wanted to completely destroy the Xintian clan, but we didn't expect Long Yu to appear out of nowhere. This trip is a bit not worth it. Zhao Xiong and the others had already begun to silently think about the gains and losses of today's matter. Junior brother Long, if you can't hold on, then come down. It's not shameful to lose to Yu Ruyan. At this moment, even Bu Fong, who was very confident in Long Yu, could not help but speak out. He was really afraid that Long Yu would not be able to withstand Yu Ruyan's Emperor Domain. Senior brother Bu, don't worry, I'll try first. Long Yu didn't say it out loud because he didn't want Yu Ruyan to be vigilant. This way, he would have a chance of defeating her. Otherwise, if Yu Ruyan became vigilant, he would have to spend a lot more effort to deal with her. In fact, Long Yu was very confident in defeating Yu Ruyan. I cultivate the Imperial Spring and Autumn Scripture and have condensed an Emperor Domain. I am the king of this world. Yu Ruyan's entire body emitted a golden radiance, as if she was an emperor descending upon the world. She walked toward Long Yu step by step with a mocking expression on her face. Long Yu, what courage do you have to compete with an emperor like me? Emperor? You really know how to talk big. Long Yu laughed and said, the world is so big. Not to mention the Chu family of the Tang Empire. Even the Lord of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Realm might not dare to call himself the Emperor. Yu Ruyan, you think too highly of yourself. Long Yu clearly knew that outside of the Heavenly Mandate Realm, there was an even broader Divine Battle Realm. Right now, in the Imperial City of the Tang Empire, Lu Yuan's father was afflicted with the held demon seed of an evil clan in the Divine Battle Realm, which could break out at any time. Once that thing broke out, the entire Heavenly Mandate Realm would fall. Under such circumstances, Yu Ruyan called herself the Emperor in front of him, which was really laughable. You bastard. Why do you have to talk to me like that? Yu Ruyan snorted coldly and came over arrogantly. I will show you the absolute strength of an emperor, the robe of the emperor. As her voice fell, a golden battle robe, True Spirit, appeared behind her. This True Spirit actually covered her body and became her defense. Using the robe of the True Spirit as a defense? This is the first time I've seen it. Long Yu squinted his eyes. In this way, Yu Ruyan's defense was indeed very strong, but once she encountered someone stronger, she would definitely be seriously injured. Once the True Spirit was destroyed, it would take a long time for her to recover. When Long Yu fought against Shintu Minghua in the North Sea border city, his opponent used the Bloody Fire Wolf True Spirit to resist Long Yu's killing Moonblade Light, but unfortunately, It was directly smashed into pieces by the killing moon blade light. Now, because Urian's robe of the Emperor was condensed from the power of the Emperor's rule, it was definitely more solid than Shinta Minghua's Fire Wolf True Spirit. Long Yu's killing moon blade light alone might not be able to penetrate it. In this way, it would be more troublesome to deal with Urian. Now, let's see what makes you think you can fight with me. Urian wore the robe of the Emperor, and her whole body emitted a golden light, making it hard for people to look directly at her. She turned into a golden beam and swept toward Long Yu. Samsara Awakening. Without any hesitation, Long Yu directly punched out, condensing a wave of samsara power, and blasted it toward Urian, instantly wrapping her up. However, the samsara power did not affect Urian. Instead, it affected the golden royal robe. Originally, Long Yu wanted to make Urian's martial arts realm drop by a level. Even if it was only for a short period of time, it would still be an opportunity. But now, Long Yu's idea did not succeed. The Golden Emperor's radiance dimmed a little, and it could be seen that its defense seemed to have decreased. Killing Moon Blade Light. Taking advantage of this situation, Long Yu directly condensed a series of Killing Moon Blade Light that flew toward Urian in the Golden Emperor's robe. How naive, Urian sneered. Her figure did not move, and she continued to step toward Long Yu. The Killing Moon Blade Light carried the power of lunar frost, and the space around her was covered in ice and snow. Only Urian's body was not affected at all. The Killing Moon Blade Light did not cause the slightest damage to the Golden Emperor's robe. This was not because the lunar laws were not strong enough, but because Long Yu's martial arts realm was not high enough. The difference of 2 levels in martial arts realm between the two almost made up for the difference in other aspects. This attack of yours is like scratching an itch to me. Today, I will tell you that as a young man, you should not bite off more than you can chew. Don't be arrogant in front of your elders. Urian snorted, and a fierce glint flashed in her eyes. Eat this. As soon as she finished speaking, she raised her hand, and 5 golden streams of air containing the aura of an emperor instantly condensed. Heavenly Imperial Aura Flow. This was a transcendent spiritual level martial art that Long Yu had seen before. The current Urian displayed, it was 100 times more powerful than the one Yu Qianing had displayed 2 years ago. Imperial Water Screen. With a wave of his hand, Long Yu condensed the Imperial Water Screen. 9 layers of water barrier instantly appeared, blocking the 5 golden streams of Imperial aura. Puffed, puffed, puffed. Under the bombardment of the extremely powerful Imperial aura, the 9 layers of water barrier could not withstand it for even a moment before it was completely shattered. Yellow Springs Barrier. Long Yu raised his hand again and condensed the Yellow Springs Barrier. Only then did he finally manage to block the 5 sovereign Qi heavenly flows. This martial art of yours seems a little familiar. Urian frowned as she watched Long Yu block her Imperial aura, as if she had thought of something, but she was not sure. The Imperial Water Screen is the martial technique that Wang Changfeng cultivates. The first 3 of the 7 stars of calamity are all Wang Changfeng's disciples. Therefore, they definitely know it. This Urian seems to have seen it before. Could she be related to the first 3 of the 7 stars of calamity? Long Yu looked at Urian's eyes with some doubt, but now was not the time to think about this. Before leaving the Passionless Mountain, almost all of his martial arts techniques had improved. Drunken Underworld had even stepped into the level of perfection. It could summon the Underworld realm, which was extremely powerful. But only the Palm of Samsara Awakening was still at the peak level. If he had not left the Passionless Mountain, Long Yu's understanding of this move would probably have reached a higher level. Because he had to rush back to compete for the qualification to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, Long Yu had not been able to understand this move to a higher level for the time being. However, the battle with Urian had given him an even better opportunity. Palm of Samsara Awakening. See the future. Long Yu punched out, and the power of Samsara flowed. Suddenly, an image that only he could see emerged. In this image, he displayed the palm of Samsara Awakening to the level of perfection. When he punched out, the power of samsara was invoked, and his opponent suddenly became extremely old. The power contained in the samsara martial arts technique was definitely not something that the martial arts cultivators of the heavenly mandate continent could come into contact with. Under this punch, the power of samsara could instantly age the opponent. Whether it was strength or speed, both were greatly affected. This effect was even more significant than dropping a level. Then let's see if I can display the palm of samsara, awakening to the level of perfection. Long Yu's eyes flashed. When Yu Ruyan's 5 heavenly flows of royal aura were all blocked, he waved his fist again, condensed the power of samsara, and punched out. This punch contained all of his understanding of the power of samsara, and it suddenly enveloped Yu Ruyan's entire body. Just like before, the power of this punch was completely used on her golden royal robe. However, it was no longer so powerless. Instead, it produced an incredible effect. Under this punch, Yu Ruyan's golden royal robe actually decayed at a speed visible to the naked eye. It disintegrated into the purest power of the sovereign laws, which floated around her body. In this way, the golden royal robe had completely lost its defensive ability. Drunken underworld. Long Yu immediately followed up with a punch, and the Yellow Springs mirror instantly appeared. The entire scene instantly changed into the Yellow Springs, filled with an eerie, ghostly aura, causing everyone to shiver in fear. Within the underworld realm, Yu Ruyan felt it the most. Her strength was suppressed by more than half. In addition, the golden royal robe's true spirit had actually disintegrated. Finally, her expression changed. Originally, she was extremely confident in her own strength. But now, there was a flash of panic in her eyes. She had never seen a situation like Long Yu displaying such strange martial arts techniques before. These martial arts techniques seemed to not exist in this world, and they made people shudder at the sight of them. Emperor Summoning Spirit Technique. At this critical moment, Yu Ruyan naturally did not dare to hold back anymore. Finally, like her daughter Yu Qianing, she displayed the strongest martial arts technique of the Chu royal clan, Emperor Summoning Spirit Technique. Chapter 303. The Emperor Summoning Spirit Technique was a powerful martial art technique of the Chu clan of the Tang Empire. It was also one of the rarest martial arts techniques in the Tang Empire. The Emperor spirits summoned by this technique were all experts of the Chu clan of the Tang Empire, such as the Emperor of the Great Sword and the Emperor of Ascension. The spirit summoned by Yu Ruyan was also the golden spirit of the Emperor of the Great Sword. The Emperor of the Great Sword was very famous throughout the heavenly mandate continent. More than 100 years ago, the Emperor of the Great Sword entered the celestial realm at the age of 22 and became a legend of the Tang Empire. The Emperor's Summoning Spirit Technique was a secret technique of the Chu clan. Only those who were loyal to the Chu clan had the right to learn it. It was obvious that Yu Ruyan and Yu Qianing had been working for Chu Chaosheng a long time ago. The Emperor of the Great Sword of the 9th rank True Spirit has such a terrifying aura. Everyone in the field was shocked. The golden spirit of the Emperor of the Great Sword appeared. Suddenly, a boundless domineering aura swept across the field. At this moment, it was on par with Long Yu's Yellow Springs realm. Great Sword Whirlwind. Yu Ruyan snorted coldly. The Emperor of the Great Sword held the golden sword, and a golden whirlwind of sword light swept towards Long Yu. Wherever the golden sword light swept along the way, a large expanse of netherworld chi was sliced apart and dispersed. The drunken, reclining netherworld chi that Long Yu had executed, which had already attained the state of perfection, was actually destroyed in an instant. The Emperor of the Sword has come. Kill him. Yu Ruyan had used her trump card. Of course, there was no reason for her to hold back. Under her control, the Great Sword Emperor's whirlwind rushed towards Long Yu. At the same time, a terrifying sword chi appeared out of nowhere and burst out with a burst of golden light. Like a god descending, it stabbed toward Long Yu. The power of this sword chi was far greater than the explosion of the old man's giant crow. It made Long Yu's heart tremble. The sword whirlwind swept over from all directions, and the golden sword chi descended from the sky, completely sealing off Long Yu's path of retreat. Yu Ruyan's eruption came without any warning. She seemed to be at a disadvantage a moment ago, but in the blink of an eye, that disadvantage disappeared like smoke. What replaced it was an incomparably domineering aura of an emperor, vowing to kill Long Yu on the spot. Long Yu, everyone in the Jintian clan had their hearts in their throats. When they saw Long Yu's situation, they immediately became extremely nervous. The Greatsword's sovereign spirit that Yu Ruyan summoned actually possessed such terrifying might with just 2 casual moves. This was practically the strongest martial skill they had ever seen in their lives. Facing such a terrifying martial skill, would Long Yu be able to create another miracle and block it? The Great Sword Emperor's Golden Emperor spirit descended and suppressed Long Yu with its domineering aura. This allowed the Great Tang martial arts grandmasters to regain some face. Moreover, they felt even more respect for Yu Ruyan. Deputy Sect Leader Yu's strength was indeed not something that ordinary people could compare to. Although Long Yu was tyrannical against Deputy Sect Leader Yu, he could only be defeated. It seems that after today, the Jintian clan will become history. Many people had this thought in their hearts. Their faces, which had been beaten up by Long Yu just now, finally looked a little better. No matter how heaven-defying Long Yu was, under such a terrifying and domineering attack, there was definitely no chance for him to turn things around, right? In the blink of an eye, the Greatsword Sovereign's sword whirlwind and sword chi descended. In almost an instant, it descended on Long Yu's head. It was so fast that even Bai Yunzong did not have any time to react. Long Yu had already been completely submerged by the endless golden sword light, leaving only a golden light in the field. The domineering imperial aura spread around. The Greatsword Sovereign's golden spirit floated in the air, holding a great sword, looking extraordinary. Below him, a wave of golden sword light exploded out. Long Yu's figure was unable to escape from it and was submerged within it. It's over. Bai Yunzong's face stiffened. He did not expect Yu Ruyan to be able to burst out such a terrifying power in an instant. No one had time to react. Bai Yunzong, Yu Shuiyun, Yin Huanmao, and the others also did not have time to react. Seeing Long Yu's figure completely submerged by the golden sword light, their faces became extremely ugly. This time it was terrible. It was not that they felt that the situation of the sky-suppressing clan had become bad, but they all felt sorry for Long Yu. Such a young cultivator, given time, would definitely be like the Great Sword Emperor back in the day. He would be so amazing that he could travel across the entire Heavenly Mandate continent. But this world did not give him such a chance, letting him die here in the hands of the Jintian clan. Obviously, no one thought that Long Yu could survive being hit by such a powerful sword technique head-on. Compared to the Greatsword Sovereign in the past, Long Yu, you only lost because of your background. The Greatsword Sovereign was born into the Tang dynasty's royal family, and his cultivation path was smooth. But you were abandoned by your family, and even your parents left you and disappeared. As Bai Yunzong thought about it, tears flashed in the corner of his eyes. Thinking of Long Yu's father, Long Zaiqian, who was forced to leave the Tang Empire by Chu Chaosheng, and thinking of how Long Zaiqian single-handedly fought against the warriors from the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate continent, it undoubtedly made people's blood boil. However, such boiling blood would eventually cool down one day. Long Zaiqian was nowhere to be seen, and today, Long Yu, too, unexpectedly today, compared to the gloomy faces of the Jintian clan, the Tang Dynasty Wuzong clan was cheering. Mother, that was awesome. Yu Qianing stood up and looked at the golden sword light exploding in the field, feeling a kind of pleasure of revenge spontaneously rising in her heart. That Long Yu finally was killed. The remaining 3 elders, Zhao Xiong, Hua Yanshi, and Feng Qiaoyue, were also relieved. Long Yu was finally dead. In this way, the biggest enemy of the Tang Dynasty Wuzong clan had basically been eliminated, and everything else would be easy to handle. However, just when everyone thought that the battle was over, the golden sword light in the field finally began to dissipate. What appeared in front of them was actually Long Yu standing in the field, unscathed with a calm smile on his face. Behind him, the true spirit of the moon of Tyene floated, completely unharmed. How is this possible? Yu Rian was the first to change her expression, and then most of the Tang Dynasty Wuzong clan's expressions also stiffened. Obviously, they did not expect that Long Yu could survive such a terrifying martial arts technique, and even come out unscathed. Long Yu! Many of the Bai Yunzong and Jintian clan shouted in surprise. This was really a pleasant surprise. They thought that Long Yu was dead, but they did not expect that when the golden sword light dissipated, what appeared in front of them was actually this scene. Dragon Sparrow Flash. This move is really useful, worthy of being a supreme grade profound level martial arts technique. Long Yu's eyes flashed. Just now, when the two moves of the Great Sword Emperor attacked him, he did not hesitate to use Dragon Sparrow Flash. When this move was used, his body became completely illusory and transparent, stepping into another plane, no matter what kind of attack. It could not hurt him at all. It's time to end. Long Yu's face showed a bit of a dignified expression. Now, even when he used the drunken underworld realm and condensed the underworld realm, he could not suppress the Emperor spirit of the Great Sword Emperor of the Nine True Spirit Realm. In this case, he could only use his final trump card, 9 Explosions of the Dark Dragon. 9 Explosions of the Dark Dragon was a great desolate level martial arts technique, far surpassing all the martial arts techniques of the Heavenly Mandate continent. Its power was extremely terrifying, but the only drawback was that after using it, it would have a side effect of being unable to move for a certain period of time. Now, the only opponent left was Yu Rian. If he used this move to seriously injure her or kill her, it would be quite worthwhile. Once Yu Rian lost her ability to fight, then with the remaining people of the Great Tang martial sect, they would definitely not be able to destroy the Jintian clan. The only thing that Long Yu was worried about was that after he defeated Yu Rian, there would be other experts of the Nine True Spirit Realm jumping out. If that was the case, it would be troublesome. I think this battle should be over. At this moment, Bai Yunzong's voice sounded again. He laughed and said, Deputy Sect Leader Yu, you used your strongest martial arts technique to deal with our Jintian clan's Deputy Sect Leader Long Yu, but you were not able to hurt him at all. If you continue to fight, there will be no result. Why don't we call this battle a draw? A draw? Long Yu and Yu Rian looked at each other and saw a trace of unwillingness in each other's eyes. Yu Rian had the intention to kill Long Yu, but now that her strongest martial arts technique was useless against Long Yu, it made her want to retreat, but the corresponding killing intent also became stronger. If this brat was not eliminated, her heart would not be at ease. As for Long Yu, he still had a trump card that he had not used, so of course he was unwilling. That's right, let's call it a draw. Just as the two of them were unwilling and wanted to say something, another voice that Long Yu was somewhat familiar with suddenly came from not far away. Hearing this voice, Long Yu's expression froze. Chu Chaosheng? He immediately raised his head and saw that on top of a mountain not far away, there stood the left duke, Chu Chaosheng, dressed in a golden royal robe. Chu Chaosheng was also an expert of the rank 9 True Spirit, and his strength was definitely stronger than Yu Rian's. If the two of them joined hands, Long Yu really did not have much confidence. After all, he had only comprehended the Nether Dragon 9 explosion to the small success stage. Even if he wanted to kill, he could only kill one of them. Chu Chaosheng stood alone on the mountain peak, looking at the scene from afar. His indifferent voice sounded out. Rian, take everyone and retreat. I have my own plans for today's matter. The luck of the Jintian clan has not come to an end yet. Let them struggle at death's door for a while. When Yu Rian heard this, she glared at Long Yu, then gritted her teeth and turned to leave. Everyone from the Great Tang martial sect, listen to my orders. Leave the heaven-suppressing mountain range and return to the Imperial City to cultivate. Yu Rian gave the order and led everyone away. Chu Chaosheng has been watching from the side. As Long Yu watched Yu Ruyan leave with her people, he felt a sense of vigilance in his heart. It was impossible to chase after them, and he knew that Chu Chaosheng was sinister and cunning. After watching from the side for so long, it was likely that he had already figured out his methods. Next time, if Chu Chaosheng launched an operation against Long Yu, he would definitely target Long Yu and not let him escape so easily. Of course, no matter what, today's Great Tang martial sect's plan to suppress the Jintian clan had completely failed. Not only that, they had also lost the lives of 2 elders. It could be said that they had suffered a double loss. Long Yu, how are you? Chapter 304. After much persuasion, Long Yucai finally made other people believe that he was completely fine. And this also made Long Yu look extremely mysterious in the eyes of everyone. He was only in the LV7 True Spirit realm, but he was able to survive the attack of Yu Ruyan, who was in the LV9 True Spirit realm, and he was not injured at all. It was a miracle. No one knew how Long Yu had withstood the 2 moves of the Greatsword Emperor, and Long Yu did not say it. It was better not to let others know about such a heaven-defying martial arts technique like the Dragon Sparrow Flash. Long Yu, don't be too stressed. The Jintian clan has never had a deputy clan leader before. Although you're the deputy clan leader now, it is only in name. Bai Yunzong could see that Long Yu was still concerned about this, so he reminded him. Yes. Long Yu nodded. Only then did he feel completely at ease. He was really afraid that Bai Yunzong would let him stay to govern the Jintian clan, and that would be troublesome. By the way, you came back this time to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection Qualification Competition, right? Bai Yunzong changed the topic. Yes. Long Yu nodded again. Bai Yunzong had really guessed everything. The Sacred Selection Qualification Competition will be held in the Imperial City in a week. There will be an envoy from the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandates supervising, and no one is allowed to cheat. In our Tang Empire, in addition to the 3 places for the 3 clans, there are a total of 4 places in Jianghu that can be fought for. Bai Yunzong thought for a moment and said, with your current strength, it is very easy to fight for the places in Jianghu, but Xiaobu is still far from it. Although Bai Yunzong was also in the LV7 True Spirit realm, his combat strength was far inferior to Long Yu's. It was not so easy to fight for the places in Jianghu. No matter what, just try. If it really doesn't work, then it is because your talent is not good and you can't blame others. Bai Yunzong said with a smile and did not dwell on this matter. That's right. The competition in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection is extremely fierce. There will be many from the 4 major countries nearby, 16 small countries, and 2 major demon kingdoms participating. Bai Yunzong sighed. Each of the 4 major countries has 30 to 40 slots. The 16 small countries each have 7 to 8 slots. Including the Demon Kingdom, there are nearly 400 people participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. The Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection is held once every 7 years, yet only 12 people are chosen from them. It is evident that the vast majority of people who participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will be eliminated. I think Junior Brother Long is not bad this time. Boo glanced at Long Yu and said with a smile, with Junior Martial Brother Long's age and talent, he is absolutely second to none among these 400 people. Even the 9th True Spirit Layer Yu Ruyan can't do anything to Junior Brother Long. It can be seen how strong he is. That's hard to say. Zhong Yunzong shook his head. There are many who have reached the rank 9 True Spirit before the age of 30 within the jurisdiction of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Moreover, every 7 years, there will be a few monstrous geniuses who have reached the Heavenly Mandate Secret Realm before the age of 30. Martial arts practitioners who had reached the Heavenly Mandate Secret Realm were almost guaranteed to be selected into the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Secret Realm. This meant that a few slots had already been taken. If the remaining people wanted to fight for the other slots, even the experts of the 9th True Spirit might not have the confidence, let alone Long Yu. This made many people think of the star Ocean Leaf Wheel, one of the 7 stars of disaster that had appeared 2 years ago at the martial arts competition of the 7 sects. That star Ocean Leaf will looked less than 30 years old, but he had already stepped into the heavenly mandate secret realm. He could be called a genius in the world. And in Long Yu's heart, he thought of Tian Yutian and Lu Xiu, whom he had met in the North Sea Kingdom. These two were undoubtedly geniuses. Tian Yutian had comprehended the purple light heavenly tablet law and was extremely strong. There was almost no one below the heavenly mandate secret realm who could be his opponent. There would definitely be many such existences in the heavenly mandate sacred selection. This is really a challenge. Long Yu, on the other hand, was a little excited by the words of Bai Zong and Bu. He looked forward to the heavenly mandate sacred selection even more. Just the experts he knew included Gue Gai of the Soaring Sky tribe in the Soul Valley Demon Kingdom, and Jian, a young expert of the 9th True Spirit. Jian, he had once cut off Long Yu's moon wings, causing him to fall into the bone-hiding abyss. Long Yu would take revenge for this sword attack sooner or later. The heavenly mandate sacred selection was a great opportunity. Right, in this time's heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition, there are 2 more people from our Jintian clan who will participate together. Soon, Bai Zong said with a happy expression. There were 2 more people? Long Yu was a little surprised. To participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition, one had to at least reach the realm of the real spirit before the age of 30. In the Jintian clan, other than Bu, who else could reach this condition? He glanced around and finally found that the other disciple of Bai Zong, Bu's senior brother, Li Bufan, had also reached the realm of the 7th True Spirit. Li Bufan was Bu's senior brother, but he had become an elder of the Jintian clan long ago. Of course, Long Yu knew him, but he was not very familiar with him. It was the other person that made Long Yu somewhat surprised. Yin Huanma, dressed in a black dress, had also stepped into the realm of the real spirit after 2 years. And now, she was only 26 or 27 years old. She was also qualified to participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection. In this way, our Jintian clan has 4 people who can participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition. Everyone do your best. Bai Zong laughed and was quite pleased. Our Jintian clan is developing well. The middle-aged man, Yu Shengshi, smiled and said, I still remember that 7 years ago and 14 years ago, there was no one from our clan who could participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition. I heard that Elder He had participated 21 years ago. I didn't expect that there would be 4 this year. These words made Long Yu a little surprised. He looked at Elder He, who was silent at the side. Elder He was about 50 years old. He didn't expect that he had participated in the heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition 21 years ago. Elder He did not only participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection qualification competition, but also obtained the qualification and stepped onto that stage. Unfortunately, as Bai Zong spoke, he couldn't help but shake his head and sigh. The heavenly mandate sacred selection is filled with experts. Elder He finally spoke, but he still couldn't change his style of being a man of few words. If you participate, you must be cautious. Elder He had stepped into the realm of the real spirit 21 years ago. His talent was definitely not bad. However, now he was still only at the 8th True Spirit. It could be said that there was almost no progress in the past 20 years. This was absolutely not logical. Long Yu thought to himself, could it be that Elder He had encountered some mishap during the heavenly mandate sacred selection and suffered some internal injuries? This was something unknown, and Elder He didn't seem to have any intention of telling others. Long Yu could only give up. Not long after, the people who had gathered at the Ling clan villa rushed back to the Jintian clan. However, what surprised them was that the expected scene of the Tang clan being surrounded by the martial grandmasters did not happen. Instead, Long Yu was surrounded by the Jintian clan and asked all sorts of questions. Whether it was Ling Han, Lu Guanming, Lu Yuan, or Ling Yu, None of them thought that Long Yu could actually fight against the entire Tang clan martial grandmasters by himself and chase them all away. Brother Qi didn't come? Long Yu looked at the crowd and didn't see Qi Xiaoxue or his subordinates. No, he said that he believes in you, Brother Long. It's better for him to stay at the Ling clan villa. Wenlin, who had come with the crowd, said with a gentle smile. By the way, Senior One, it's been a long and arduous journey for you. In a while, we will go to the Tang Imperial City to find my godfather. Long Yu said to Wenlin, it's not hard at all. As a martial artist, walking such a short distance is nothing. Wenlin waved his hand, indicating that Long Yu didn't need to be polite. He then said, in the Beihai Kingdom, my father and I have no place to stay. Since Brother Long is willing to take us in, then I, Wenlin, will do my best to assist your godfather. Wenlin was very clear about the purpose of Long Yu bringing him back. Hearing this, Long Yu was relieved. Then let's go. Long Yu nodded and then said to the others. There were many people who were going to the Tang Imperial City. In addition to Long Yu himself, there were more than a dozen people. Wenlin and Wenxian were definitely going together. In addition, Yan Huanma, Bu Fong, and Li Bufan were going to participate in the qualifiers of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Then, there was Lu Yuan, who was going to the Feng clan in the Imperial City to visit her father. Feng Yusin also wanted to go back to the Feng clan. Ling Han, Ling Yue, and Lu Guanming also decided to go with Long Yu. They all felt that Long Yu was going to the Tang Imperial City, and there would definitely be a good show to watch. They couldn't miss it. Although their cultivation was not very high, if they encountered any difficulties, they could at least help. In this regard, Long Yu would certainly not refuse. The group of 11 people finally set foot on the road to the Tang Imperial City. They traveled through the night and finally arrived at the Tang Imperial City when the sun had just risen the next day. I wonder how my godfather has been these 2 years. Long Yu squinted his eyes and looked at the Tang Imperial City in front of him. 2 years ago, he was tricked by Chu Chaosheng and forced to leave by the star wheel of the Heavenly People's secret realm. He wandered outside and experienced too many things. Now that he had achieved success in martial arts and returned to the Tang Imperial City again, his mood was completely different from before. With his current strength, even Chu Chaosheng did not dare to attack him easily. The only ones who could defeat him were the warriors of the Heavenly People's secret realm from the 3 top families. And during the period when the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection was about to begin, even the warriors of the Heavenly People's secret realm would not dare to attack a talented young man. It should be known that during this period, the entire Tang Imperial City was monitored by messengers from the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. I'm just afraid that the messengers from the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate will target me during this process. There is a faint layer of worry in Long Yu's heart. He still remembered that Xuanji and Tianchun, who were also from the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate, were very hostile to him. The group entered the Imperial City and walked toward the Xinfeng clan. As soon as they got close to the Xinfeng clan, they saw a group of martial arts practitioners gathered at the gate of the Xinfeng clan. They were noisy and seemed to be making a fuss about something. It's the Lu clan. Someone immediately recognized the identity of the group of martial arts practitioners. The Lu clan. Long Yu squinted his eyes and thought of Lu Fuji, who was a traitor of the world. Lu Fuji bought the meteorite rule at a low price, but at the critical moment, he retreated and did not help. Even when he was escaping from Mixed Sound City, he was blocked by Lu Fuji, who returned kindness with enmity. The Lu family was a family of treachery from the bottom of their hearts. Chapter 305. Long Yu led the group to the gate of the Feng family. As they got closer, they heard the Lu family's martial cultivators shouting for the Feng family to hand over the thief. It seemed like someone from the Feng family had stolen something from the Lu family. The leader of the Lu family was a rank 8 true spirit martial cultivator. Long Yu recognized him as the Lu family's patriarch, Lu Buyan. Even the patriarch had come personally. It seemed like the Lu family wanted to make a big deal out of this. Since when did your Lu family dare to be so arrogant in the imperial city? Long Yu said indifferently as he brought the group of people closer to him. This sentence was not loud, but it was clearly heard by everyone in the Lu family. The Lu family, who had been making a ruckus at the gate of the Feng family, all turned their heads and looked in the direction of Long Yu and the others. "It's you?" The Lu family's patriarch, Lu Buiyuan's expression changed. This middle-aged man in a green robe had a deep impression of Long Yu, who had shown brilliantly at the Seven-Clan martial discussion 2 years ago. Most importantly, the news of the Tang dynasty's martial ancestors suffering at the hands of the Jintian clan had already spread. After all, thousands of Tang dynasty's martial ancestor had gone, so Yu Ruyan could not seal their mouths even if she wanted to. In this way, Yu Ruyan and the Tang dynasty's martial ancestor had lost face, and Long Yu's reputation had increased once again. Of course, Lu Buiyuan had also heard the rumors circulating in the streets. However, Lu Buiyuan didn't believe that Long Yu had defeated Yu Ruyan by himself. How could a mere rank 7 true spirit kid defeat Yu Ruyan? He was even described as a god descending to the mortal world. It was too unbelievable. "Kid, is there a madman living in your Feng family?" Lu Buiyuan asked arrogantly. "This madman came to our trading world and stole a lot of things. He did not put our Lu family in his eyes." "Madman?" Long Yu and Lu Yuan looked at each other. They knew that the person Lu Buiyuan was talking about must be Lu Yuan's father, Lu Qing. Lu Qing was afflicted with the infernal demonic seed. His mind was not very clear, but he would not go to the extent of stealing from the trading world. Right? Impossible. My father would never do such a thing. Lu Yuan said with certainty. Then the Lu family is deliberately looking for trouble. Long Yu narrowed his eyes and stepped forward. Seeing Long Yu walking over, the people of the Lu family stepped back one by one. Even the Lu family's patriarch, Lu Buiyuan, couldn't help but step back. "What do you want?" Lu Buiyuan's face darkened as he coldly snorted. "Don't think that just because you brought back an outsider in the rank 8 true spirit, our Lu family will be afraid of you." The outsider he spoke of was naturally Wenlun. From Lu Buiyuan's point of view, in Long Yu's group, there were quite a few rank 7 true spirit fellows, but there was only one rank 8 true spirit like him. Naturally, Lu Buiyuan thought that Wenlun was the strongest in this group. As for Long Yu, Lu Buiyuan did not believe that Long Yu had the strength to defeat Yu Ruyan. "Get out of the way." Long Yu did not waste any time. He only said 2 words, then looked at Lu Buiyuan. "I will let you in first. Remember to call your foster father Feng Chang out. Regarding that madman's theft, the Feng family must give our Lu family an explanation." Lu Buiyuan coldly snorted and led his people to make way. Although he said that he was not afraid, a wise man did not fight when the odds were against him. There were several rank 7 true spirit martial cultivators in Long Yu's group. If they really fought, the Lu family would not be a match for them. Although Lu Buiyuan had a backer behind him, that backer would definitely not appear to help him now. "I will not disappoint you," Long Yu said indifferently, then stepped into the Feng family's mansion with his people. He did not directly attack Lu Buiyuan, but wanted to see Feng Chang first and understand what had happened. In addition, Long Yu had to ensure the safety of Lu Yuan's father, Lu Qing. Otherwise, if the hell demon seed exploded, the entire heavenly mandate continent would be destroyed. Soon, Long Yu saw Feng Chang'e. After 2 years, Feng Chang'e had naturally stepped into the realm of integration of the real spirit. After all, he was originally very talented. It was only because his heaven veins were damaged that his martial arts realm stagnated for nearly 20 years. "Little Yu, I heard that you came back yesterday. I did not expect to see you today." Feng Chang'e was in the hall of the Feng family's mansion. He was naturally very happy to see Long Yu, but he could not hide the annoyance in his eyes. "Foster father, this is Wenlun, Senior One. This is Senior Wen's son, Wen Zian." Long Yu first introduced them, then said, "Senior Wen will be staying in the Feng family to assist you. What do you think?" The words took Feng Chang'e by surprise. He glanced at Wenlun and hurriedly stood up. "Brother Wen, you are not from the Tang Empire, right?" Although the Xinfeng family now had a foothold in the imperial city, they were still a bit weaker than the four major families. The key was that they did not have a master in the rank 8 true spirit realm. He did not expect that Long Yu would actually bring one back to the Feng family. I come from a North Sea kingdom, but I have no place to stay here. I had to come here with Brother Long for a period of time. I hope Brother Feng does not mind. When Luan said politely, humbly, and respectfully, he was a gentle and polite person. In addition, he greatly respected Long Yu. Facing Long Yu's foster father, of course, he would not be reckless. Seeing Wen Luan's attitude, Feng Chang'e felt a bit strange. Why did Wen Luan seem to be very respectful to Long Yu? Could it be that the rumors he heard before were true? Did Long Yu really have the strength to defeat Yu Ruyan? The Heavenly Mandate continent respected martial arts. If it were not for Long Yu's powerful martial arts, Wen Luan would not have followed Long Yu to the Tang Empire. Feng Chang'e had a higher opinion of Long Yu's strength. However, he still did not believe that Long Yu had the ability to defeat Yu Ruyan. After all, she was an expert in the rank 9 of a martial path. Under the celestial secret realm, it would be difficult for her to meet an opponent. Little Yu, it's good that you are back. The qualifiers for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will start soon. I guess you came for that. Feng Chang'e smiled and asked. That's right. Long Yu nodded and then frowned slightly. Foster father, what are those people from the Lu family doing outside? Feng Chang'e seemed to be angry at the mention of this. That Lu family is so shameless. A look of hatred appeared in Feng Chang'e's eyes. Our Feng family needs to buy a batch of soldiers. So, I sent Feng Haofeng and Lu Qing to the trading world yesterday. In the end, Haofeng was injured by the Lu family. Brother Lu risked his life to save Haofeng and finally dragged him back. However, Haofeng is still unconscious. What? A cold light flashed in Long Yu's eyes when he heard this. He originally thought that the Lu family was here to cause trouble and take advantage of the Feng family. He did not expect that they would go so far as to injure Feng Haofeng of the Feng family and make him unconscious. Not only that, but Lu Buiyuan also said that Lu Qing stole something from the trading world and wanted them to hand it over. Is my father okay? Lu Yuan was most concerned about this. Brother Lu is fine. His mind is still as muddled as before. However, he is much better than before. At least he can recognize people. Feng Chang'e sighed to Lu Yuan. Lu Buiyuan said that Lu Qing stole something from the trading world. Long Yu's eyes flashed. Stole? Feng Chang'e snorted coldly. Feng Haofeng clearly brought enough crystal coins with him. How could he steal it? This Lu Buiyuan is clearly looking for trouble. He even beat Haofeng into a coma so that he can't defend himself. He is obviously taking advantage of Brother Lu's mental state. These Lu family people are so shameless? Long Yu narrowed his eyes. Godfather, do you know if there's any big shot behind Lu Buiyuan? Who else could it be? It's just Chu Chaosheng. Feng Chang'e shook his head and said, recently, the people of the Lu clan have all comprehended and cultivated a mystic jade-grade meteorite law. Their battle prowess has increased greatly, and they are vaguely becoming the leader of the 4 great clans. It seems like they even dare to touch the people of the Mo clan. Touch the Mo family of the Xiang family. Does this Lu family want to replace the Mo family's position in the Great Tang Empire? They think that with the law of meteorite, the whole family can rise? That's too naive. Long Yu thought to himself and stood up. Let me see how Haofeng is. I'll let Yusin and Lele take a look, but they can't tell what's wrong with him. His body should be fine, but he is still unconscious. Feng Chang'e was also at his wit's end. I got to know an alchemy master 2 years ago and learn a lot from him. Maybe I can tell what's going on. After speaking, Long Yu asked Feng Chang'e to bring him to visit Feng Haofeng. With regards to Feng Haofeng, Long Yu still remembered that he was an extremely steady young man. It was absolutely impossible for him to steal from the trading world. The only possibility was that he was purposely knocked unconscious by the Lu family. From there, they would smear the Feng family's name and seize the opportunity to cause trouble. This move of the Liu family was really shameless. If Long Yu did not return, the whole Feng family would definitely suffer a great loss. Long Yu let the others disperse and arranged accommodation in the Feng family mansion. He then followed Feng Chang'e alone to visit Feng Haofeng. Soon, the two arrived at the door of Feng Haofeng's room. Long Yu pushed the door open and saw Liao Lei in a blue shirt taking care of the unconscious Feng Haofeng. 2 years had passed, and the lively Liao Lei seemed to have become more mature. Feng Haofeng, who was lying on the bed, had also matured. One look, and anyone could tell that he had been through a lot. Long Yu? Liao Lei raised his head when he heard the door open. He rubbed his eyes in disbelief when he saw Long Yu. It's me. I'm here to see how Haofeng's injuries are. Long Yu stepped into the room and handed over the task of explaining to Liao Lei to Feng Chang'e. He then walked to the bedside and began to check on Feng Haofeng's condition. With one look, he immediately figured out what was going on. I have a way to wake him up, but I need a few herbs to refine a pill. A cold glint flickered in Long Yu's eyes. It seemed like the Liu family's shamelessness had exceeded his expectations. However, once he woke Feng Haofeng up, the Liu family would definitely have nothing to say. The truth would soon be revealed. Refine a pill? Liao Lei's eyes lit up. Let me do it. No need. I'll do it myself. This pill is quite difficult for beginners. Long Yu said, You know how to refine pills? Chapter 306. Liao Lei and Feng Chang'e did not expect Long Yu to know how to refine elixirs. Because of Fengyu Xian's identity, the Feng clan had a dedicated elixir refining room for Long Yu to use. The herbs that Long Yu asked for were all things that the Feng clan could provide. Feng Haofeng is not injured. He was just poisoned by a poison. This poison can only be cured with a specific antidote, and it is relatively rare. Long Yu said as he collected the herbs. The senior alchemist that I followed only mentioned it to me occasionally. Luckily, he told me how to refine the antidote. If this poison is cured, Haofeng will fall into a deep sleep after 100 days. How fortunate! This Liu clan is really vicious. Feng Chang'e's eyes flashed coldly. The Liu clan must have been instructed by someone behind the scenes for them to treat the Feng clan this way. Perhaps it was because Long Yu embarrassed the Tang dynasty's Wu Zong at the Jintian clan yesterday, which made Chu Chaosheng angry. It was a pity that Chu Chaosheng did not expect that Long Yu had learned a lot about alchemy in the past 2 years. Long Yu could identify all the elixirs on the market. I want to see how you refine elixirs. Liao Lei followed Long Yu into the elixir refining room and chuckled. Long Yu did not object to this, since Liao Lei was one of them. It would be good for her to learn from her. Long Yu had followed Song Shi Hasong for more than a year and was confident that her experience and knowledge in alchemy had far surpassed Liao Lei's. In just half an hour, Long Yu and Liao Lei walked out of the elixir refining room. The antidote for Feng Haofeng's poison had been refined, and Liao Lei was amazed by Long Yu's alchemy skills. Long Yu, I didn't expect your alchemy skills to be even better than Old Bai's. Liao Lei's eyes shone with admiration. I wonder what kind of alchemist could produce such a monster like you. If there's a chance, I'll introduce Elder Shi to you. Long Yu smiled. Really? That's great. Liao Lei's eyes lit up. But in her heart, she only treated Long Yu's words as a joke. After all, there were no rank 9 true spirit alchemists in the entire Great Tang Nation, and even in a large country like the Northern Sea Nation, there were no more than 5 fingers. Even if Long Yu's innate talent was very high, it was impossible for him to come over just to meet a small alchemist like her, right? Long Yu didn't say much about it. When he fed the antidote to Feng Haofeng quickly woke up. I am. Brother Long? As soon as Feng Haofeng opened his eyes, he saw Long Yu's face, causing him to be pleasantly surprised. Even the gloominess from waking up from unconsciousness was swept away. It's me, Haofeng. You made a lot of progress in the past 2 years. You're already in the rank 5 true spirit realm. It seems like the Xinfeng family has hoped to rise with you. Long Yu laughed and helped Feng Haofeng up from the bed. For this kind of drug, as long as he took the antidote, it would be completely harmless to the body. Even if he just woke up, he would quickly recover to normal. Feng Haofeng jumped up from the bed and stretched his muscles. He felt pretty good. Brother Long, was it you who woke me up? Feng Haofeng looked at Long Yu with respect in his eyes. I didn't expect that after not seeing each other for 2 years, Brother Long has actually stepped into the realm of true spirit as one. You came back this time to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, right? That's right. Long Yu nodded. Aya, stop reminiscing. Senior Wen and everyone else are blocking the Liu family at the door. If you don't hurry, I'm afraid that the Liu family will break in. Liao Lele quickly said, 2 grown men, why are you so fussy? Haofeng, tell me, what did the Liu family do to you in the business world? What did they do to you? Why did this question feel a little strange? However, Feng Haofeng did not think too much about it. When this matter was mentioned, his face was full of righteous indignation. It's really annoying to talk about it. Uncle Liu and I went to the business world to buy some weapons for the Feng family. But after we bought the weapons, I felt a little dizzy as soon as I went out. I immediately realized that the Liu family did something to me, but before I could do anything, I fainted. They used a drug on you. Long Yu narrowed his eyes. It seemed that Feng Haofeng and Lu Qing were both drugged, but Feng Haofeng fainted, while Lu Qing was not affected at all. He even brought Feng Haofeng back to the Feng family. This was something that the Liu family probably did not expect. If one was poisoned by the Hell Demon's seed, although he would be a little delirious, there was also a great benefit. That was, any poison, drug, and so unknown in the Heavenly Mandate continent would be absorbed by the Hell Demon's seed, and Lu Qing himself would not be affected at all. This was the so-called blessing in disguise. However, misfortunes and blessings go hand in hand. After surviving this disaster, it was very likely that many people would notice Lu Qing. Originally, no one would pay attention to Lu Qing, who was almost crazy. But this time, he was not affected by the drug. Perhaps he would be noticed by others and be targeted. This is bad. If Lu Qing is captured, it's fine if he's fine, but if he's killed, the whole Heavenly Mandate continent will become the gathering place of the Hell Demon's seed, Long Yu thought. But if this kind of thing were to be said, no one would believe it. Instead, it would attract more attention to Lu Qing, making people feel that he might be hiding some secret that would be beneficial to them. In that case, Lu Qing's situation would become even more dangerous. Of course, in a short period of time, Lu Qing should not encounter anything. At the moment, it was better to settle the matter of the Liu family first. Haofeng, come with me and confront the Liu family's clan leader. Long Yu said, the Liu family's behavior, if we don't teach them a lesson, won't they go overboard in the future and treat the Feng family like a soft persimmon? Feng Haofeng nodded and followed closely behind Long Yu, walking towards the gate of the Feng family's mansion. At this moment, the conflict at the gate of the Feng family's mansion was getting more and more intense. Due to the return of Long Yu, Lu Buiyuan was a little impatient. He kept wanting to rush into the Feng family, but unfortunately, he was stopped by Wen Luan and his people several times. In terms of the strongest battle power, Wen Luan and Lu Buiyuan were evenly matched, and neither of them made a move. And below the two of them, the Liu family only had 2 experts of the rank 7 true spirit. The rest were martial cultivators who had not reached the realm of the unity of the real spirit. But on the Feng family side, there were a total of 3 experts of the rank 7 true spirit, Yan Huan Mo, Bu Feng, and Li Bufan. These 3 experts of the rank 7 true spirit. This caused the Liu family to rush into the Feng family's mansion several times, but they were unable to rush into the Feng family's mansion. Where did you come from? How dare you behave so atrociously in our Tang Empire? Get out of the way. The people of the Feng family actually dare to steal in the Imperial City. It is really despicable. If you don't hand over the stolen goods today, our Liu family will not let this matter rest. Lu Buiyuan roared angrily. Head of the Liu family, your acting is really good. Long Yu laughed out loud, and along with this laughter, he strode toward the entrance of the Feng family's mansion. Our people from the Feng family went to buy weapons from all over the world, but were actually drugged by your Liu family's people. Even now, you still dare to slander our Feng family's people for stealing. I have finally seen the true face of the Liu family. Hearing Long Yu's voice, Liu Buiyuan's expression changed, because when he looked into the mansion, he actually saw Feng Haofeng coming out with Long Yu. This Feng Haofeng actually woke up? How is this possible? This kid's drug was obviously personally refined by the alchemist of the royal Chu family. It has no effect on Lu Qing, but how could even this Feng Haofeng wake up? Liu Buiyuan could not understand no matter what. Originally, when Chu Chaosheng, the Liu family, and the Tang dynasty's Wu Zong worked together, they had a complete advantage over the Feng family and the Jintian clan. If not for the Mo family appearing at the crucial moment to stop them, they would have already wiped out the Feng family and the Jintian clan in one fell swoop. But now that Long Yu had returned, first the Tang dynasty's Wu Zong led by Yu Ruyan was defeated, and now Feng Haofeng actually woke up. Why did everything go wrong? Haofeng, you were drugged all over the world yesterday, am I right? Long Yu walked over and asked Feng Haofeng at the same time. That's right, at that time, we had already paid enough crystal coins to buy a batch of weapons, but not long after we left, I became dizzy and fainted. This definitely has something to do with the Liu family. Feng Haofeng said resolutely. If that is the case, then the Liu family's accusation of you stealing is also false. Long Yu squinted his eyes. Liu Buiyuan, if you say that our Feng family stole, then show us the evidence. Otherwise, don't fart in front of the Feng family's door. You, brat, you're from the Feng family. Of course we will speak up for you. How can we prove that you didn't steal? Liu Buiyuan said angrily. We didn't steal. Do we still need to prove it? Long Yu was surprised. Then why don't you prove that you didn't do anything to Haofeng? As soon as these words came out, Liu Buiyuan's tone became sluggish. Prove that they didn't do anything? How could they prove that? Liu Buiyuan immediately knew that Long Yu was giving him a taste of his own medicine. Since you can't prove that you didn't do anything to Haofeng, then this is the truth? Long Yu took a step forward and said aggressively, the dignified Liu family actually dared to do anything to our Feng family. This is declaring an all-out war with us. Under the situation where Long Yu was holding the matter of doing something to them, Liu Buiyuan's claim of stealing was somewhat embarrassing. So what if the Feng family stole? The Liu family even dared to do something to the Feng family. This was many times more serious, not to mention that it was something that could kill someone. As for the all-out war that Long Yu said, Liu Buiyuan originally didn't care. Just the Feng family alone dared to go against the Liu family. But now, Long Yu came back with Wen Luan and many other geniuses of the Jintian clan. Starting an all-out war now was simply pushing the Liu family down the road of death. Although the Liu family wanted to rely on Chu Chaosheng to rise, they couldn't become his lackey and sacrifice themselves in advance. Therefore, Liu Buiyuan immediately knew that it was time for him to retreat. Little brother Long, what you said is wrong. Starting an all-out war, our Liu family definitely doesn't have this intention. Liu Buiyuan immediately said, it seems that today's matter was a misunderstanding. I will go back and find out who was the one who did something to our Liu family's territory and caused the conflict between our two families. These words obviously meant that he wanted to wash his hands of today's matter. Chapter 307. It didn't matter who Liu Buiyuan was working for, but now he dared to plot against Feng Haofeng, almost causing him to lose his life. This was something Long Yu could not tolerate. Liu Buiyuan wanted to let this matter go with just one sentence. How is that possible? Patriarch Liu, if you want to leave now, it seems like you don't have any respect for me, Long Yu. Long Yu took a step forward with a cold glint in his eyes. At this moment, he no longer spoke in the name of the Feng clan, but in his own name. What? Do you have anything else to say? Hearing this, Liu Buiyuan's expression changed slightly. Do you really want to fall out with the Liu clan? You have to think about it carefully. Are you able to bear the consequences? Liu clan, I really don't have any respect for you. Long Yu laughed in disdain. You have your current achievements. Why don't you think about who gave you the meteorite laws? You still owe me a favor for the agreement. It's fine if you don't want to acknowledge it, but now you're going against me and the Feng clan. Do you really think that I, Long Yu, am easy to bully? That meteorite was bought by us fair and square. Even if we bought it from you, it's a clean bill of exchange. What favor is there to talk about? Lu Buiyuan smiled insincerely. Is that so? In any case, Lu Fuji is already dead, and there's no evidence. We could just deny everything, right? Long Yu narrowed his eyes. Lu Buiyuan, if you have the guts, come out and fight me. If you can withstand 3 moves from me, I'll let you go. What a big tone. Lu Buiyuan laughed. Do you really think that I, Lu Buiyuan, am made of clay? Withstand 3 moves from you? If you're confident that you can defeat me within 3 moves, then come at me. What's the point of talking so much? After Lu Buiyuan said this, Long Yu didn't say anything else. Next, it was time to talk with strength. Watch carefully. Long Yu let out a fierce shout and suddenly dashed out. He raised his hand and condensed 9 water vortexes. They were like 9 water dragons that covered the sky and swept out. Water defense vortex. Long Yu's first move enveloped Lu Buiyuan with a tyrannical pressure. The 9 water dragons condensed at the same time and attracted the attention of all the passersby near the gate of the Foam Clan's mansion. All of them curiously pointed in disgust. What martial skill is this? Lu Buiyuan's expression changed drastically when he felt the pressure from the 9 water dragons, not to mention the terrifying power contained in the whirlpool. Meteorite law, appear. In a hurry, Lu Buiyuan immediately released the meteorite domain that he had comprehended. An incomparably hot air burst out, filling the surroundings with a fiery aura. Under such a fiery aura, the 9 water dragons evaporated quite a bit, and the power of their impact was greatly reduced. Immediately after, Lu Buiyuan took out a long sword and drew a circle with it, blocking the 9 water vortexes. This is the first move, Long Yu said calmly. Then the heaven-suppressing sun and moon true spirit were released at the same time. The sun and moon rose together, shining brightly. Moon killing saber light. This move could compete with the rank 9 true spirit expert, Dark Crow. Using it to deal with Lu Buiyuan was like killing a chicken with a butcher's knife. When Lu Buiyuan saw the lunar moon true spirit behind Long Yu condense a series of moon slaughter saber lights, his expression changed greatly once more, to the point where it was impossible to change. He didn't expect that the power contained in Long Yu's second move could take his life. Lu Buiyuan didn't care about his face anymore. He rolled to the side like a lazy donkey and even hid behind a row of buildings across the street. The moon-killing saber light was like a soul-chasing scythe. It crossed the street and smashed into the row of buildings, shattering them into pieces. Looks like you, the Lu family's patriarch, don't have any true strength. In front of a mere rank 7 true spirit junior like me. Actually scared shitless. Long Yu laughed and then shouted, "The third move. Here it comes." His straightforward shout made Lu Buiyuan, who was hiding behind a row of buildings, turn pale in fright. Lu Buiyuan could clearly feel how powerful the series of moonblade lights were. Now that Long Yu was continuously executing the third move, wouldn't it really be able to take his life? Stop, little brother Long. We can discuss this. Don't fight and kill. Lu Buiyuan's life was in danger, so he immediately threw away his face as the Lu family's patriarch and immediately begged for mercy. However, how could Long Yu care about the other party begging for mercy? Too late. A pair of pitch-black dragon sparrow wings spread out behind Long Yu's back. His eyes flashed with a cold light. "Those who touch my brother will die." As soon as he finished speaking, he soared into the sky and looked down at Lu Buiyuan. Drunken Yellow Springs. Long Yu punched out, instantly drawing upon the endless netherworld chi, which gathered into a Yellow Springs road. With a loud rumble, it descended for hundreds of feet, enveloping Lu Buiyuan's entire body. The netherworld chi quickly condensed into a terrifying wave of light in the air and smashed down towards Lu Buiyuan. With a loud bang, a layer of black air burst out from the ground and engulfed Lu Buiyuan's location, making it impossible for anyone to see what was happening. However, from the fact that there were no signs of movement from within, one could tell that Lu Buin was most likely dead by Long Yu's punch. Those who touch my brother will die. The surrounding people could not imagine that Long Yu, who was only in the 7th rank of the true spirit realm, was qualified to say such words. Even when facing Lu Buin, who was in the 8th rank of the true spirit realm, he still fulfilled his words. The people of the Wind Mansion looked at Long Yufei's figure in the sky as if they were looking at a deity. Once upon a time, Long Yu was only a disciple of the Jintian clan. Even though he stood out in the martial competition of the 7 sects, he was still forced to leave the Great Tang Empire. However, after 2 years, not only did Long Yu not die down, he even brought them an even greater shock. This kid will definitely become a dragon. General Long, did you see that? This is your son. I believe that in the future, Long Yu will definitely be able to fly higher than you. This kid will definitely find those who targeted you in the past and take revenge on them one by one. Feng Chang'e, who was in the Feng Mansion, also looked at Long Yu floating in the sky and kept sighing. He recalled that in the past, wasn't Long Zaiyan just as heroic? However, just because he fell in love with Beiyu Yao, he offended everyone in the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm, which eventually led to the separation of his family. This is unfair. I hope that Long Yu will not encounter such a thing again. Feng Chang'e thought to himself. Apart from Feng Chang'e, everyone in the Feng clan's residence was astounded by the sight too. Although many people had already seen the battle between Long Yu and Yu Ruyan, at that time, Long Yu did not manage to defeat Yu Ruyan in a direct confrontation. He had only blocked Yu Ruyan's powerful attack. But now, Long Yu had killed the Lu family's patriarch, Lu Buiyuan, in 3 moves. Not to mention strength, just this courage alone was unmatched by anyone present. Lu Buiyuan was the Lu family master. He probably had the support of someone like Chu Chaosheng, but now, Long Yu killed him just like that? You killed our family master. The people brought by Lu Buiyuan all pointed at Long Yu in the sky, as if they had seen a ghost. So what if I killed him? The black wings on Long Yu's back retracted as he swept a glance at the remaining members of the Lu clan. Treacherous and treacherous people, repaying kindness with enmity. Since we've killed them, we've already killed them. What else do you have to say? You will not have a good ending for killing people in the Imperial City. Immediately, a disciple of the Lu family said, Kill. Without hesitation, Long Yu condensed a killing moon blade light, swept out, and instantly cut off that person's head. I kill people who deserve to be killed. If anyone has any opinions about me, feel free to come and talk to me. Long Yu said coldly. The whole place was silent. Under such circumstances, who would dare to come and talk to him? Let's go. The remaining people of the Lu family no longer dared to face Long Yu, but it didn't mean that they would let it go. Without Lu Buiyuan, the Lu family was finished. But even if they were finished, they would not let Long Yu have it easy. They had people backing them up. Chu Chaosheng would definitely not stand by and do nothing. With that in mind, they all went to report to their superiors, hoping that someone would stand up for them. Brother Long, aren't you afraid that the Imperial Guards and Chu Chaosheng's men will find trouble with you? Feng Haofeng ran up and said worriedly. He was a calm person. Although Long Yu's killing of Lu Buiyuan made him very happy, he quickly thought of the possible consequences of this matter. I would like to have some tea with Chu Chaosheng. Long Yu squinted his eyes, as if he didn't care about it all. In reality, he had purposely killed Lu Buiyuan on the street. With such a big matter, no matter which faction in the Imperial City, they would definitely focus their attention on him. This way, he wouldn't have to worry about anyone having thoughts about Lu Qing. Long Yu was not a hero who would sacrifice himself for others. However, if something were to really happen to Lu Qing, it would not be beneficial to him at all. In order to prevent such a thing from happening, he could only step forward bravely and attract the attention of the various powers. Haofeng, this crystal core is for you. I'll leave the destroyed houses to you. Long Yu threw a crystal core to Feng Haofeng. To him, a crystal core was nothing. But to Feng Haofeng, a crystal core was a huge sum of money. Feng Haofeng knew that Long Yu took out the money to protect the Feng family's reputation. Otherwise, the Feng family's development in the imperial city would be hindered. Brother Long, leave it to me. Feng Haofeng took the crystal core and left to deal with the matter. Chapter 308. Long Yu did not resist. Instead, he calmly followed the imperial guards and left. He guessed that there would be trouble if he left, but it should not be a big one. If Chu Chaosheng wanted to kill him, he would have killed him a long time ago. Now that he was being invited, there was definitely room for negotiation. Long Yu did not know who he would meet on this trip. Ling Yue, Liao Lele, and the rest of the Feng family were strongly against Long Yu being taken away, but Long Yu waved them off, so they did not pursue the matter. Although Brother Long is heroic, he does not care about the consequences. Now that he is being taken away by the imperial guards, he will most likely be in trouble. Many people in the Feng family thought this way. You're wrong. I'm guessing that Big Brother Long must have his own reasons for doing this. At least after this incident, there won't be any blind people coming to bully our Feng clan. Yes, Brother Long will definitely be fine. Don't forget that our Feng family has the support of the Mo family. Now that something like this has happened, the Mo family will not sit idly by. I hope so. Long Yu followed the group of imperial guards and soon arrived at the imperial palace. Although he had been to the imperial city once, Long Yu had never been to the palace before. At this moment, he realized that the palace was grand and majestic, and there was the aura of an emperor everywhere. Looks like the location of the palace is not bad. It will be very beneficial for the cultivation of the Chu family. Long Yu narrowed his eyes as he thought. Little Brother Long, come this way. The leader of the imperial guards led Long Yu into the depths of the palace. Along the way, they flashed their tokens and no one dared to stop them. Soon, a majestic palace appeared in front of Long Yu. The Hall of Spring and Autumn. Long Yu looked up and saw the plaque at the entrance of the palace. He knew that this was the most important place in the entire Chu family. Usually, important matters were discussed here. He did not expect to be brought to the Hall of Spring and Autumn. Little Brother Long, please. When they arrived at the entrance of the Hall of Spring and Autumn, the group of imperial guards stopped. Their leader even respectfully invited Long Yu to enter. This caused Long Yu to have a trace of doubt in his heart. The attitude of the imperial guards seemed a little off. However, it was a good thing that they had a good attitude. Long Yu calmed himself down and walked into the Hall of Spring and Autumn. As soon as he entered, he saw a familiar figure standing in the Hall of Spring and Autumn with an extremely cautious attitude. Chu Chaosheng. Long Yu narrowed his eyes. At this moment, Chu Chaosheng did not have the demeanor of a king in front of outsiders. Instead, he was like a subject obeying the orders of others. Long Yu raised his head and swept his gaze across the entire Hall of Spring and Autumn. His heart skipped a beat. It turned out that there were still 3 people in the Hall of Spring and Autumn, and they were all powerful beings in the heavenly realm. Long Yu, you're here. One of them was a middle-aged man with long hair that was tied into a braid. He wore a white robe that was embroidered with a landscape painting. There was a hint of admiration in his eyes as he looked at Long Yu. I am Mo Shanjian. Mo Shanjian. The 3 top clans of Great Tang all had heavenly realm experts overseeing them. This was something Long Yu knew. As for the Mo clan of the Xiang clan, the one overseeing it was Mo Shanjian. He was also the Jintian clan's lodging during the martial competition of the 7 clans. He was the owner of the mountain residence. Greetings, Senior Mo. Long Yu respectfully bowed to Long Yu. It was only natural that Long Yu would respect this senior who had helped him before. Moreover, he would probably need Mo Shanjian's help in today's matter. Other than Mo Shanjian, there was no need to elaborate on the identities of the other 2. One was an old man with white hair and sharp eyebrows. He looked like someone from the Long clan. He was definitely the heavenly realm expert from the Long clan. Long Yu already knew that the heavenly realm expert from the Long clan was Long Yuanjin's elder brother, Long Tianming. He had not been involved in worldly affairs for a long time. He did not expect to see him here today. The other person was a woman in a golden royal robe like Chu Chaosheng. She was about 30 years old and looked similar to the royal princess that Long Yu had met before. The heavenly being, secret realm warrior of the Chu family, was a woman. I am Chu Xin of the Chu clan. It was my idea to invite you here today. The woman nodded at Long Yu. There was a hint of indifference between her brows. Chu Chaosheng has told us everything. We have unanimously decided not to pursue the matter of Liu Buiyuan's death. She went straight to the point. It was so fast that even Long Yu could not believe it. Not to pursue the matter? Long Yu could not help but look at Chu Chaosheng. He saw that Chu Chaosheng was very respectful to Chu Xin of the heavenly realm and did not raise any objections. This Chu Chaosheng wanted to skin Long Yu alive. He was so obedient at this moment. He was really good at pretending. Thank you, Senior Chu. Long Yu bowed slightly and thanked him. You don't have to thank me. You earned it yourself. If it were not for your talent, we would not have let you off so easily after committing such a big crime. Chu Xin said lightly, the qualifying round of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection is around the corner. My brother has already gone to greet the messenger from the North Yard. In 5 days, the qualifying round of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will be held in the arena. You must perform well in front of the messenger from the North Yard. Of course, Long Yu will do his best. Long Yu said. Kid, at this time, the warrior of the heavenly realm of the Long family, Long Tianming, suddenly said, your father is a dragon among men. You are his son, and your mother is the virgin of the northern yard of the heavenly mandate realm. Your talent goes without saying. It's just that the time you have spent in martial arts is too short. Otherwise, entering the northern yard of the heavenly mandate realm is a sure thing. Passing the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and entering the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute was obviously the life goal of most martial arts cultivators in the Heavenly Mandate continent. Long Yu glanced at Chu Xin, the woman from the sovereign family. This woman was only in her 30s, yet she had already entered the Heavenly Being's secret realm. She must have participated in the last Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, but even she had not passed the Sacred Selection and entered the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm. One could imagine that the intensity of the competition in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection must be far beyond Long Yu's imagination. Long Yu was also a little puzzled by Long Tianming's attitude. Other than Long Yu's grandfather Long Yuanjian, didn't everyone in the Long family want Long Yu to die? Why did this Long Tianming look forward to his performance in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection? Today, I asked you to come here to give you a pool of spring water as a capital for you to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Chu Xin continued and threw a small bottle at Long Yu. This is the water of the holy spring of the Tang Empire. After taking it, it can basically increase one level of martial arts realm. However, it is only useful for martial arts cultivators below the heavenly realm. The water of the Tang Empire's holy spring. Increase one level of martial arts realm. Long Yu's expression changed when he heard this. This Chu Xin actually called him here to give him such a valuable thing? This situation was completely different from what he had expected. How can I get this water of the holy spring? Long Yu's expression did not change, and his answer was watertight. Your talent is enough to get this water of the holy spring. Mo Shanjian smiled slightly. As the Lord of Shanjian, my duty is to protect the holy spring of the Tang Empire. I will give the holy spring to the outstanding young generation of the Tang Empire. Outstanding young generation? Including Long Ji, Long Su, and the others? Long Yu raised his eyebrows. If that was the case, then he had no qualms about receiving this water of the holy spring. If things like Long Ji and Long Su were called outstanding, then Long Yu did not think that he was worse than these two fellows. No, only those who really want to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will be given the water of the holy spring. Mo Shanjian shook his head and said, so far, only the 3 spots for the 3 clans have been confirmed. As for the other 4 spots, we will only know after the competition. However, you will definitely be able to stand out, so give me the water of the holy spring first. So it was only for the young generation participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection. In that case, Long Su and Long Ji were not the strongest youths of the Long family. The Long family's predetermined spots did not include these two people. After drinking the water of the holy spring, there will not be an immediate effect. Instead, you will be able to enter an ethereal state, and you will be able to absorb the spiritual chi of the world more quickly. Chu Xin said, this ethereal state, we call it the spiritual gathering state. Martial arts cultivators in the spiritual gathering state can absorb the spiritual chi of the world dozens or even hundreds of times faster than usual, and thus quickly increase their martial arts realm. At this moment, the small bottle was already in Long Yu's hands. He shook it lightly and found that there was indeed some spring water in it. However, he did not open the bottle, so he did not know what the spring water looked like. Thank you, 3 seniors. Long Yu said. He was very clear that the decision to give away the water of the holy spring would not have been made by one of them, but by the 3 of them. As for why it was like this, Long Yu was also very puzzled. It was a pity that there was no one to tell him now. All right, you can go. Chu Xian waved her hand and let Long Yu leave. Long Yu did not dare to stay for long. He took the water of the holy spring and left immediately. When he walked out of the hall of spring and autumn, Long Yu was still a little in disbelief. He actually got out of this trip so easily. Not only that, but he also obtained some water of the holy spring. If it were not for Mo Shanjian, Long Yu almost would have suspected that the whole thing was a trap. However, with Mo Shanjian there should not be any problems. I'm not in a hurry to use this water of the holy spring. So the state I entered before was called the spiritual gathering state. Long Yu finally knew what the ethereal state he entered when he was fighting against Kai Shinji, the disciple of the 10,000 Arrows clan. With the help of the water of the holy spring, he could once again enter that state and rapidly increase his martial arts realm. However, Long Yu was not in a hurry. His current cultivation of the rank 7 true spirit was enough for him to deal with the qualifiers of the heavenly mandate sacred selection. There was no need to use it now. Moreover, he was afraid that the water of the holy spring had been used with some tricks. When he left the hall of spring and autumn, Mo Shanjian also followed him out, walking in the air with his hands behind his back. Long Yu, come with me. Long Yu looked up, and his heart stirred. This Mo Shanjian must have something to say to him if he was looking for him alone. Mo Shanjian should also have an explanation about what happened in the hall of spring and autumn. Long Yu nodded. The lunar wings appeared on his back and stretched out, immediately catching up to Mo Shanjian. Mo Shanjian floated in the air with his hands behind his back, walking in the wind. His elegance was much greater than Long Yu's, who relied on his wings. Experts of the celestial mystery realm had a unique style and bearing. Chapter 309. Long Yu followed Mo Shanjian. After arriving at the mountain residence, he landed and walked into the beautiful environment of the residence. Long Yu, are you wondering why even Long Tianming of the Long family and Chu Xian of the Chu family are speaking up for you? Mo Shanjian walked in front and asked faintly, Please enlighten me, sir. Long Yu said respectfully. He really didn't understand. It seemed that Mo Shanjian came to him alone to tell him about this. This is because of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate, Mo Shanjian said. Mo Shanjian said, The messenger of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm sent word that you must participate in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate realm. In that case, we have nothing else to say. We can only follow the rules and give you the water of the sacred spring. The messenger of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate wants me to participate in the sacred selection of Heavenly Mandate. Long Yu's expression changed slightly. He hadn't had much contact with the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. The only person he had met was Xuanji Tianshun when he was escaping from Mixsound City. That young man from the Heavenly Human Secret Land was full of disdain and hostility towards Long Yu. He also took the little fox demon Chihua away, which left a deep impression on Long Yu. Logically speaking, the people of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate don't have a good impression of me. Now, they want me to participate in the sacred selection of Heavenly Mandate. Are they looking for a better opportunity to humiliate me? Long Yu guessed in his heart, thinking that it wasn't impossible. The Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate was the strongest force in the northern part of the Heavenly Mandate continent. The distribution of power was naturally complicated. Although Long Yu now knew that his mother used to be the Virgin of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate, this didn't mean anything. As the son of the Virgin, Long Yu's identity was not honorable to many people in the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Instead, it would bring him a lot of danger. Mo Shanjian don't know much about the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Mo Shanjian shook his head and said, I can give you a reminder. After the sacred selection of Heavenly Mandate, you must be careful and put your life first. If something were to happen to you, both the Jintian clan and the Feng clan would be in deep trouble. Speaking of this, many thanks to Senior Mo for taking care of the Feng clan and the Jintian clan these past 2 years. Thinking of this, Long Yu thanked him. Don't thank me yet. I'm only doing this for the righteousness in my heart. Mo Shanjian waved his hand and smiled. The Great Tang Empire has stood strong for so long, and the 7 great sects are the norm. But now, Chu Chaosheng wants to unify all the sects in the Great Tang Empire. I can't stand such ambition. Hearing this, Long Yu felt deep respect for Mo Shanjian. He originally thought that Mo Shanjian chose to help the Feng clan and the Jintian clan for some other reason. He didn't expect it to be for the sake of justice. So, if you have some achievements in martial arts and want to mess up the Tang Empire's martial cultivation world, like Chu Chaosheng, I will still stand against you. Mo Shanjian said lightly. Senior Mo, don't worry. Even if I have some achievements in martial arts in this life, everything I do is to ensure the safety of my friends and family. Long Yu said firmly, if someone wants to harm my friends and family, I can't just sit back and watch. But if they don't provoke me, I won't bother with them. That's good. Mo Shanjian nodded and said, if that's the case, you don't have to participate in the qualifiers of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. There are a total of 15 martial cultivators who have come to the Tang Imperial City to participate. The Jintian clan alone has 3. These 15 people will compete for the remaining 3 places. Senior Mo, can you tell me which 15 people will participate in the qualifiers? Long Yu asked curiously. The ones you know are Long Su of the Long clan, Mo Fengming of the Mo clan, and Yu Qianing, the daughter of Chu Chaosheng. Mo Shanjian said, I don't need to tell you about the 3 from the Jintian clan. In addition, there are several people from the Tang Empire who are top disciples of the original 7 clans, such as Yu Qimei, Qi Guang, and Feng Yao of the Ice clan. So many people would compete for the remaining 3 places of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. And Long Yu had obtained a place in advance because of the recommendation of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Long Su, Mo Fengming, and Yu Qianing represented the young warriors of the Long clan, Mo clan, and Chu clan respectively. Yu Qimei was a talented young disciple of the original Thousand Thread clan, and Qi Guang was a genius swordsman of the Rainsword clan. Yu Qimei and Qi Guang were young martial cultivators that the Tang Empire focused on cultivating. Therefore, the 2 of them could step into the realm of real spirit integration within 2 years. It was undeniable that Yu Qimei and Qi Guang's talents were absolutely not bad. What is Feng Yao's cultivation level now? It had been a long time since Long Yu had heard any news from Feng Yao. Although this young lady had once tried to kill him, and had even sent Xinghai Yiluan to kill him, Feng Yao seemed to have completely repented after that incident. Rank 8 True Spirit. Mo Shanjian said, on one hand, she is a disciple of the Ice clan. On the other hand, she has a secret relationship with Galaxy Yiluan, one of the 7 stars of disaster. The cultivation resources she received are no less than Yu Qimei and Qi Guang of the Tang Empire's martial cultivators. Naturally, her martial cultivation level improved very quickly. She was actually in the rank 8 True Spirit. Long Yu was a little surprised. He did not expect Feng Yao to step into the rank 8 true spirit realm in 2 years. In that case, Feng Yao would most likely be one of the people from the Tang Empire participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. After all, most of the other competitors were only martial cultivators in the rank 7 true spirit. Of course, the final choice would definitely be known after the competition. No matter who it was now, they would definitely not be able to guess it. By the way, Senior Mo, can you tell me about the other 3 who have already obtained a place in the sacred selection? Long Yu thought for a moment, then asked again. Of course. Mo Shanjian did not hide anything. He smiled faintly and said, "The royal Chu family has given the place to Chu Huang. The Long family has been given to your youngest uncle, Long Hen. He is 30 years old this year, and his cultivation has reached the peak of the rank 9 true spirit. Our Mo family has chosen my adopted daughter, Ling Longyu. She is also in the rank 9 true spirit." Chu Huang. Longyu did not have any impression of this name. However, Mo Shanjian did not explain, so he did not know who she was. "You have met her more than once." Mo Shanjian laughed. "She is the royal princess that Long Su was originally protecting and is also Chu Xian's daughter. It is just that she has always hidden her martial cultivation. No one could tell that she had already reached the rank 9 true spirit." Royal princess? Long Yu's expression changed slightly. A beautiful figure wearing a snow-white silk robe appeared in his mind. This was the royal princess, Chu Huang. The first time Long Yu saw her was in the city of ancient ginseng, when he entered the royal ginseng forest. At that time, Long Yu did not have much of an impression of her. The next time they met was in the imperial city. At the entrance of the Liu family's residence, Chu Huang appeared and helped Long Yu out of his predicament. "Long Yu, do you know that the royal princess Chu Xian used to be your father's loyal protector?" Mo Shanjian smiled faintly. "It is because of this that Chu Huang, as her daughter, appeared at the Liu family to help you out." Long Zai Tian's loyal protector? Long Yu had a bitter smile on his face. He really did not expect it to be like this. It seemed that Long Zai Tian had really charmed thousands of young girls in the Great Tang Empire. However, Chu Xian was just a little girl 20 years ago. Of course, she could not be like Yu Ruyan and Sibei Yu Yao as a love rival. As for the disappearance and death of Long Zai Tian, Chu Xian only felt pity in her heart. Now that Long Yu had appeared, she would do her best to help him. In the royal Chu family, Chu Xian and Chu Chaosheng belonged to 2 different factions. Behind Chu Chaosheng, the real backer was Chu Xian's elder brother, who is now the well-deserved leader of the Great Tang Empire. As for what this person's name was, Long Yu did not know. He only knew that the current Chu Chaosheng was already nothing in his eyes. Chu Huang, Ling Longyu, Long Hen. Long Yu softly read the names of these 3 people. These 3 people were all experts who had reached the rank 9 true spirit before the age of 30. They represented the Great Tang Empire in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Their ultimate goal was, of course, to obtain the final victory of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. In the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, although Long Yu was also from the Great Tang Empire, he would still be a competitor. Coming out of the mountain residence, Long Yu finally had a vague outline of the Great Tang Empire's lineup for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. 5 days later, the 15 people will begin to fight for the last 3 spots. Long Yu secretly pondered, and a plan formed in his heart. He now had a portion of holy spring water in his hands. This portion of holy spring water could allow people to step into the ethereal state of spirit gathering and rapidly increase the realm of martial arts. Whether it was given to Bufang, Li Bufan, or Yin Huan Mo, it could all increase their realm of martial arts by another level. This way, after reaching the rank 8 true spirit, they would have a much greater chance of competing for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. When they are qualified, Mo Shanjian will give them a small bottle of holy spring water. At that time, it won't be too late to ask them to return it to me. Long Yu's brilliant plan had begun to take shape. However, it seemed that there would be many difficulties in implementing it. The most important thing was Bufong, Li Bufon, and Yin Huan Mo, who was more suitable to get this bottle of holy spring water. Fine, let the three of them decide for themselves. Long Yu shook his head and was too lazy to think too much about it. Soon, he returned to the Feng family residence in the Imperial City. At this time, in the Feng family residence, many people were worried about Long Yu's safety. There were also many people like Long Yu who were calculating who would win in the qualifiers and obtain the right to qualify for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Feng Yao and Yu Qianing, as experts of the rank 8 True Spirit, were almost certain to be selected. In this way, the remaining 13 martial arts practitioners of the rank 7 True Spirit would have to fight for the last spot. It could be seen that if one wanted to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, just this spot alone was not easy to get. Chapter 310. When Long Yu returned to the Feng residence, everyone immediately surrounded him and asked if he had encountered any unfair treatment. Long Yu could only smile and shake his head, indicating that he was fine, and then he made way for everyone. Then he said to Bu Bu, Yin Huan, Mo 1, and Li Bufon, Elder Yin, Brother Bu, let's go out for a walk. I have something to say about the qualifiers. The three looked at each other and felt a little strange. Could it be that Long Yu had obtained some inside information when he was taken away by the Imperial Guards? The three nodded and followed Long Yu to wander around the courtyard of the Feng residence. Elder, senior brother, to tell you the truth, I called you out this time because I want you to make a choice. Long Yu said in a deep voice, let me say this first, do not affect each other's feelings because of this. Choice. Bu Bu smiled and said, is it to decide who among us will participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection? Brother Bu, you're right. Long Yu smiled and explained, I went to the Palace of Spring and Autumn and met the warriors of the Heavenly Being's secret realm of the three families. I have confirmed that I can participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection this time, and I have obtained the water of the Holy Spring. The water of the Holy Spring, I heard that after taking this thing, it can raise one's martial cultivation by 1 level of martial arts realm. It is more effective than ordinary black level elixirs. Is it true? Li Bufon, the handsome youth in green, said with some surprise. It is true. Long Yu said, I have an idea now. Soon, he put forward his idea. Who would take this bottle of water of the Holy Spring, raise to the rank 8 True Spirit, and then participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection? Long Yu should not have put this choice out for the three to choose. After all, everyone wanted the opportunity to advance in martial arts realm. Wouldn't it be difficult for them to choose? But if Long Yu had to choose one, he did not know who to choose. If the three of them could not come to a decision, then Long Yu could only consider other methods. Perhaps giving the water of the Holy Spring to Mo Fengming to help him advance wasn't a bad idea. Apart from Long Yu, it was extremely difficult for ordinary people to surpass their martial Dao realm and defeat their opponents. Therefore, in the upcoming qualifiers for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, martial arts cultivators at the 7th tier of the secret realm of True Spirit would most likely be no match for those at the 8th tier. Whoever could reach the 8th rank of the True Spirit secret realm would undoubtedly be the final winner. After listening to Long Yu's explanation, Yin Huan, Mo Bu, and Li Bufon exchanged glances and fell into deep thought. I have just stepped into the rank 7 True Spirit, and my cultivation is not stable. If I rashly raise it like this, I'm afraid it would be inappropriate. I should give it to senior brother and elder Yin. Walking was the first to speak with a smile. Then he turned around and left. Elder Yin needs this opportunity more than I do. Li Bufon also smiled faintly, turned around, and walked away. The performance of the two of them immediately caused Long Yu to be stunned. What was going on? Walking and Li Bufon were actually not tempted by the water of the sacred spring at all. I, Yin Huan Mo, will remember this friendship, and I will definitely repay it in the future. Yin Huan Mo looked at the backs of the two, leaving, and sighed softly. He said to Long Yu, Long Yu, it is not that they do not need the water of the sacred spring. They just want to give it to me. Elder Yin, why do you say that? Long Yu shook his head and asked, is the heavenly mandate sacred selection very important to you? Long Yu, you are now the deputy clan leader of our Jintian clan. Why do you still call me elder? Just call me by my name. A complicated look flashed in Yin Huanmo's eyes. To be honest, Li Bufan and Walking both know that I have a younger brother who has long entered the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. I have not been able to see him for many years, so I really want to enter the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate to find him. Younger brother? Long Yu was a little surprised. Only now did Long Yu realize that he actually knew nothing about Yin Huanmo's background. Yin Huanmo was clearly an elder of the Jintian clan, but he had comprehended the law of Black Jade level and the law of water and ink. Long Yu originally thought that it was because of a lucky encounter, but now it seemed that it had something to do with Yin Huanmo's identity. I am not a member of the Jintian clan. A trace of loneliness flashed in Yin Huanmo's eyes. I came from a North Sea kingdom and was born in the Yin clan of Soldier Death City. But 14 years ago, my younger brother turned against the entire Yin clan and left home to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. As Yin Huanmo spoke, a lot of old events were finally known to Long Yu. Yin Huanmo turned out to be a member of the Yin clan of Soldier Death City. She had a talented younger brother. Originally, the Yin clan wanted him to be the heir of the Yin clan, but her younger brother pursued the ultimate martial arts as his goal and was determined to enter the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Yin Huanmo's father naturally did not allow him to do so and made things difficult for him. 14 years ago, at the beginning of the first 2 Heavenly Mandate sacred selections, her younger brother insisted on participating in the sacred selections despite the opposition of everyone in the clan, and the 2 sides had a conflict. What? Your younger brother killed your father? Hearing this, Long Yu was shocked. Yin Huanmo's younger brother actually did such a thing? Yes. Yin Huanmo did not cry. After so many years, she had already become strong. She said in a calm tone, after my father died, the Yin clan lost an expert in the LV9 True Spirit realm, and its assets were soon divided by the major forces in Soldier Death City. The entire Yin clan was destroyed more than 10 years ago, 14 years ago. At that time, Yin Huanmo was only a little girl in her early teens, and her younger brother must have been even younger. However, he killed his biological father in the LV9 True Spirit realm. Such a terrifying talent in the entire Heavenly Mandate continent was definitely a top genius. However, with such a talent, he killed his own father with his own hands. How is he different from a beast? Do you hate him? Long Yu asked. I hate him, and I don't hate him, Yin Huanmo said lightly. I hate him because he killed my father. I don't hate him because I know that everyone has their own pursuit, especially him. With such outstanding talent, he will certainly not stay in the North Sea Kingdom and live an ordinary life. Even if he carried the entire Yin clan forward, he will not be satisfied. For him, only stepping into the holy land of martial arts, the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute, is a big stage for him to show his talent. Looking at Yin Huanmo's indifferent look, Long Yu was a little impressed that she could control her emotions so well. Long Yu thought to himself that if this happened to him, for example, Feng Yao killed Feng Chang'e and then ran away, he would definitely regard Feng Yao as the target of his life. Moreover, Yin Huanmo was only a little more than 10 years old at that time. When the clan was destroyed, her mother sacrificed herself to protect her, and she came to the Tang Empire. During this process, Yin Huanmo had a very deep impression of the survival of the fittest in the world of martial arts. However, after joining the Jintian clan, she felt the same warmth as when she was under the care of the Yin clan's father, which warmed her cold heart again. I didn't expect Elder Yin to be from Soldier Demise City of the North Sea Kingdom. Long Yu really did not expect Yin Huanmo's background to be like this. He had been to Soldier Demise City, but unfortunately, there was no news of the Yin clan after 10 years. By the way, do you know the Fairy Treasure Auction House in Soldier Demise City? Long Yu thought of something and asked, "Fairy treasure auction house." As soon as Yin Huan Mo heard this name, a touch of killing intent appeared between her eyebrows. After my father died, the Yin clan was oppressed by many forces, and this fairy treasure auction house is one of them. Just as I expected, Long Yu nodded. From the way the fairy treasure auction house behaved, he knew that this force would do anything to gain benefits. If the fairy treasure auction house existed in the past, then it was not strange at all that the fairy treasure auction house participated in this matter. Long Yu told Yin Huan Mo about the fairy treasure auction house in Soldier Demise City, which immediately made Yin Huan Mo sneer. The fairy treasure auction house is so shameless. It's funny that the city lord of Soldier Demise City tolerated them for so many years. Now the city lord of Soldier Demise City is being chased by the subordinates of the head of the 7 disaster stars, Raven Dew's son. I'm afraid he has no time to care about Soldier Demise City. I'm afraid the city will be even more chaotic. Long Yu sighed. It was a pity that he could not care so far away now. Even if he had any ideas, he could only wait until after the heavenly mandate sacred selection. In that case, Elder Yin, I'll give you the water of the sacred spring first. Long Yu took out the water of the sacred spring and said, "Take it first. After you step into the Tier 8 True Spirit, you must qualify for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection Qualification Competition. Only then will you have a chance to see your brother." Long Yu was very clear that a person like Yin Huan Mo's brother would definitely not turn back after entering the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy in pursuit of the pinnacle of martial arts. If he wanted to see his brother, he had to step into the same height as him. However, 14 years had passed. What level of martial arts realm would the monstrous genius who could kill an expert in the Tier 9 True Spirit 14 years ago be it now? Long Yu knew that the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy was far from the pinnacle of martial arts. Even if Yin Huan Mo could pass the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and step into it, she might not be able to see her brother. But no matter what, he had to give it a try. After knowing all this, Long Yu understood why Li Bufan and Bu Ruo gave up so decisively. Yin Huan Mo was carrying too much on her shoulders. "Thank you, Deputy Clan Leader. When I qualify for the sacred selection and obtain the water of the sacred spring, I'll return it to you." Yin Huan Mo took the small bottle of the water of the sacred spring with one hand. A solemn expression appeared on her beautiful and noble face. She clearly knew what it meant for Long Yu to give her the water of the sacred spring. It represented an opportunity for her to at least touch the culprit who had once destroyed her family. That person was her brother, but also her enemy. If she cannot see him in this life, it would be endless regret and hatred. Chapter 311. 7 days later, Long Yu headed out of the Imperial City and headed to the appointed location. The 7 candidates for the Tang Empire to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection were finally confirmed, and the candidates were exactly as Long Yu had predicted. In addition to him and the 3 warriors in the rank 9 True Spirit, only Feng Yao, Yu Qianing, and Yin Huanma, who had reached the rank 8 of the True Spirit Secret Realm, were selected. Bu Bu, Li Bufan, Mo Fengming, Yu Qimei, Long Su, and Qi Guang were all defeated by the 3. Few could defeat their opponents with a difference of 1 level in the martial arts realm. This result was expected by most people. Only Yin Huanma could break through to the rank 8 True Spirit in such a short time, which was unexpected. The water of the sacred spring was finally distributed. Yin Huanma returned it to Long Yu, while Feng Yao and Yu Qianing each drank the water. At this moment, they should have reached the rank 9 True Spirit. As for the 3 warriors who had already reached the rank 9 True Spirit, even if they got the water of the sacred spring, they could not enter the celestial realm. To become an expert of the oneness of heaven and human, one could only rely on their own understanding. Without that understanding, no matter how much spiritual qi they absorbed, they could not break through. The candidates had been decided, and the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection was about to begin. outside the imperial city of the Tang Empire on a vast grassland. The messenger from a northern academy of the heavenly mandate realm was waiting there. It was a middle-aged man in a white robe. His martial arts realm had reached the celestial realm a long time ago. At this moment, there was a trace of indifference in his eyes. In a small country like the Tang Empire, as the messenger of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm, his status was extraordinary. Nothing could attract his interest. The only thing that made him feel a little interested was probably the son of the former saintess. 2 days ago, during the qualifiers, the messenger did not see Long Yu. Now, he was looking forward to Long Yu's appearance. In addition, a large group of nobles of the Tang Empire came to see off and encourage the 7 participants of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. In the city, the Chu clan of the Sovereign clan, the Long clan of the General clan, the Mo clan of the Xiang clan, and the people of the 4 great clans were all gathered here. After all, the 7 people who were about to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection were of great significance to the Tang Empire. If one of them really entered the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm, wouldn't that be a legend of the Tang Empire? Not far from the white-robed messengers of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate, Princess Chu Exin, who was dressed in a golden royal robe, was looking in the direction of the imperial city with her daughter, Chu Huang. Daughter, Long Yu is the son of Long Zaiqian in the past. Even though he is only in the 7th tier of the true spirit now, at most the 8th tier, his strength is definitely not weaker than yours. During the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, you can exchange more martial arts with him. Chu Exin smiled at her daughter. I know, mother. Isn't he the son of your former idol? Chu Huang curled his lips and said indifferently, if he is endangered during the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, I will definitely help him. The royal princess, Chu Huang, was dressed in a snow-white silk robe. In front of others, she seemed gentle and considerate, extremely mature and cultured. But in front of her mother, Chu Exin, she was still like a child. Hearing this, Chu Exin could not help but touch the little girl's head dotingly. You are really too arrogant. I hope that this Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will let you know that there is always someone better than you out there. Of course, there is someone better than you out there. Chu Huang said softly, it's a pity that there is someone better than you out there, and that someone better out there will definitely not be this Long Yu. After the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, she felt that her opponent was not Long Yu, who was also from the Tang Empire, but the many warriors from other countries. Princess Chu Exin could not do anything about her daughter Chu Huang's thoughts and shook her head helplessly. In the past, she, Chu Exin, had also participated in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and was also in the 9th tier of the True Spirit. However, she encountered too many warriors in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and ultimately failed to enter the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. There were at least more than 400 people participating in the Sacred Selection of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. To stand out from so many people and become the top 12, the difficulty could be imagined. This was a huge stage. The martial arts practitioners who had just come out of the Tang Empire could never imagine how many warriors would appear. Beside Chu Exin and Chu Huang stood Chu Chaosheng and another middle-aged man with a dignified look on his face. This person was Chu Exin's elder brother and also another warrior in the celestial secret realm of the Chu royal clan. This person's name was Chu Yulong, and he was the current king of the Tang Empire, the emperor. At this moment, Chu Yulong was talking to the white-robed emissary of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Emissary, in this Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, according to your instructions, Long Yu has already obtained the qualification. Chu Yulong said with a smile. The emissary nodded lightly. This Long Yu is an important figure in our Northern Academy, and he ordered us to pay special attention to him. This matter, I am only following orders and cannot make the decision. But what is certain is that this time, this Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection will be the time of this brat's death. That being the case, Our great Tang Empire actually only has 6 slots. Chu Yulong pretended to smile bitterly. His intention was obvious. Of course, he wanted this emissary to give special treatment to others. However, Chu Yulong did not have the prestige to persuade a Northern Academy emissary. Even if he gave this emissary many benefits, it was impossible for this emissary to help them cheat in the process of the heavenly mandate sacred selection. I will try my best to arrange for some convenience, but in the process of the heavenly mandate sacred selection, I have no power to do anything. The emissary shook his head and could only give such an answer. Chu Yulong was not very satisfied with this, but he had no other choice. It was not that he did not know how strict the heavenly mandate sacred selection was. A mere emissary who came to receive them naturally could not say too much. Not far away, the people of the Long family of the general clan were clustered around a man in red, and they were talking about something. Long Hen, this time you represent our Long family and the Tang Empire to participate in the heavenly mandate sacred selection. You must perform well and strive to enter the Northern Academy of the heavenly mandate sacred selection. Then, you will bring honor to our Long family. Among the people of the Long family, an elder with sword-like eyebrows sighed and said, "This elder with sword-like eyebrows was Long Tianming, who Long Yu met in the Hall of Spring and Autumn in the Imperial Palace. Now, he was the only warrior of the celestial being's secret realm in the Long family. What Long Tianming sighed about now was, of course, the decline of the talents of the Long family. When Long Zaijian was still around, how prestigious the Long family was. It was a pity that they offended the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and ended up with a complete loss of reputation. At that time, Long Tianming, not to mention wanting to protect Long Zaijian, he had to spend a lot of effort to protect the entire Long family from being implicated. After Long Zaijian left, the situation of the Long family went from bad to worse. Previously, among the 9 young warriors of the Tang Empire, other than the first, Long Su of the Long family was the second place. But in fact, Long Su was only the second place on the table. There were many people who could sit on the vacant first place, including Chu Huang of the Sovereign family, Long Hen of the Long family, Ling Longyu of the Mo family, and so on. And Long Hen was the youngest brother of Long Zaijian. Although he was less than 30 years old, to be precise, he was already a member of the older generation. He cannot be compared with Chu Huang and Ling Longyu. Ancestor, rest assured, I will win glory for the Long family and the Tang Empire, the man in red said with a calm face. The red-robed man, Long Hen, said with a calm expression. Suddenly, as if remembering something, he frowned and asked, "That's right, old ancestor. Since Long Yu is also participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection, during the process of the sacred selection, suppress him." Long Tianming shook his head, but said very firmly, "This time, the Northern Academy of the heavenly mandate sacred selection targeted him, and he will definitely not have a good end. Moreover, he is no longer a member of our Long family and has nothing to do with us. It is better to suppress him and let the higher-ups of the Northern Academy of the heavenly mandate sacred selection have a good impression of you." "Yes." Long Hen nodded and said, "Tianming, do you really want to do this?" On the side, Long Tianming's younger brother, who was also Long Yu's grandfather, Long Yuanjian, sighed and said, "You are Long Yu's grandfather after all. Do you really want to kill him?" "The situation forced me, and I have no other choice. Yuanjian, for the Long family, we can only let nature take its course." Long Tianming said matter-of-factly, "Even if you want to protect Long Yu, what do you have to protect him? If the bigwigs of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection want to deal with him, we can't stop them." This was the truth, so Long Yuanjian did not say anything. "Uncle Long Hen, you must avenge us. That Long Yu really did not take our Long family seriously." Among the people of the Long family, a major general in golden armor, Long Ji, said with hatred. Previously at the entrance of the Lu family's residence, Long Ji was sent flying by a punch from Long Yu, and even his internal organs were injured. This was a great humiliation to him. But now, Long Yu was so tyrannical. Not to mention Long Ji, who was only in the rank 6 true spirit. Even Long Su, who was in the rank 7 true spirit, and Yu Qianing, who was in the rank 8 true spirit, lost to Long Yu. Under such circumstances, Long Ji could only place his hopes of teaching Long Yu a lesson on Long Hen. Long Hen glanced at Long Ji, but did not say anything. Long Hen was Long Zaihian's younger brother, and Long Yu was his elder brother's son after all. It was impossible to say that he had no feelings for Long Yu, but for the Long family, to follow the trend, he could only follow Long Tianming's words. But this time, this trash, Long Ji, still wanted to teach Long Yu a lesson. Long Hen naturally would not admire this. In his eyes, a trash like Long Ji who only relied on his family was not qualified to carry shoes for Long Yu. If Long Ji's grandfather was not Long Tianming, how could Long Ji be a major general of the Great Tang Empire? How could he reach the rank 6 true spirit martial path? Long Hen's heart was undoubtedly complicated. On one hand, he wanted to help Long Yu, help his elder brother's son, but on the other hand, for the sake of the Long family as a whole, he could only stand against Long Yu. Between the two, Long Hen chose the Long family as a whole. The Xiang clan's Mo family was in a similar situation. Ling Long, be careful in the saint selection. Safety first. Mo Shan was facing his adopted daughter, Ling Long Yu, as he instructed. Ling Long Yu was a slim girl wearing a veil. Her eyes were like ripples of water, and she slowly nodded her head. Father, I will be careful. Cousin, in the saint selection, you can interact with Long Yu more. Mo Fengming thought for a moment, then said, I feel that Long Yu is not ordinary. If you get closer to him, he might give you a surprise. Long Yu, the veiled girl, Ling Long Yu, softly repeated the name. She raised her head and looked in the direction of the imperial city, but did not say anything. No one knew what Ling Long Yu was thinking. Chapter 312. The biggest hope of the Tang Empire lay in the 3 predetermined warriors, Chu Huang, Long Hen, and Ling Long Yu. Apart from them, no one had high hopes for Yu Qianing. After all, although Yu Qianing was a top-notch genius in the Tang Empire, she was just an ordinary genius in the surrounding countries. Above Yu Qianing, there were even more powerful geniuses like Chu Huang and Ling Long Yu. There were even those who were stronger than her. In comparison, Feng Yao and Yin Huan Mo were even less promising. On the other hand, many people had high hopes for Long Yu. After all, he had already created many miracles in the Tang Empire. Perhaps he would also create miracles in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Little Yao, you must be careful. Long Yu is quite powerful. You can go with him. Among the Feng clan, Feng Chang'e was saying something to Feng Yao. Father, don't worry. Now that I have entered the rank 9 true spirit, although I have just entered, my real strength is definitely not weaker than Long Yu. Feng Yao undoubtedly wanted to prove herself in front of her father. Just be careful. Feng Chang'e nodded and said with a smile. Feng Chang'e did not say much about Feng Yao's confidence. In fact, Feng Chang'e still had high hopes for Long Yu. Elder Yin, be careful. The Jintian clan gathered. Even White Cloud was there. Black Elder, White Elder, Li Bufan, Yu Shengshi, and Buol came to see Yin Huanmo off. Among the 7 people participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, except for Long Yu and Yin Huanmo, everyone else had reached the rank 9 True Spirit. And Long Yu's real strength was comparable to Yu Ruyan, an expert of the rank 9 True Spirit. It was obvious that Yin Huanmo was undoubtedly the weakest among the 7. After all, her foundation was indeed the weakest. If it were not for the sacred spring water that Long Yu gave her, she would not have qualified for the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Qianing, you must correct your attitude in this Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. On the other side, Yu Rian was talking to her daughter, Yu Qianing. I know, Mother. Participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, the possibility of me being selected by the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute is very small, but in the process of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, I will be able to see many top geniuses. Making friends with these geniuses will be very beneficial for my future path of martial arts. Yu Qining nodded and said, "It's good that you understand. Remember, there are some things that you can't fight for, so don't fight for it. You must stand on the side." A cold light flashed in Yu Rian's eyes. As for that Long Yu, I don't think he can escape this time. Someone from the northern courtyard wants to play with him. If there's a chance, you can also step on him. Don't worry, mother. Yu Qianing's eyes flashed fiercely. Yu Qianing would not show any mercy to Long Yu. Just at this moment, Long Yu's figure finally appeared in the sky, not far away. He flew over, arriving late. Since everyone knew that he could fly, there was no need for him to hide anymore. "I'm sorry, everyone. I drank the water from the sacred spring, so I'm a bit late." The moment Long Yu arrived, he smiled at the people of the heaven-suppressing sect and the Feng clan and explained, "He's really arrogant. He doesn't take the messengers of the Sacred Institute seriously at all." Before the others could say anything, someone from the crowd ridiculed Long Yu. His words contained a deep hostility towards Long Yu. As soon as this was said, the people from the Jintian clan and the Feng family immediately glared in that direction. And Long Yu also narrowed his eyes and looked in that direction. He found that the person who spoke was actually the leader of the Wang family, Wang Ju. Everyone knew about the hatred between the Wang family and Long Yu. Wang Ju's son, Wang Yuanchen, was said to have been killed by Long Yu. As a result, Wang Ju naturally did not have any good feelings towards Long Yu. Now that the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection was approaching, Wang Ju could only talk big. The leader of the Wang family is really arrogant. Long Yu laughed. "I'm late. If someone wants to teach me a lesson, it should be my elder teaching me a lesson. Who do you think you are? What's more, it's not the appointed time yet. It's just that everyone came early, isn't it?" Indeed, there was still nearly an hour before the appointed time. Although Long Yu came later than the others, he was not late. "You're Long Yu." When the white-robed messenger saw Long Yu, he carefully sized him up and felt a little strange. Why was this kid only at the rank 7 true spirit realm? After drinking the water from a sacred spring, the effect would not appear immediately. It was just that the speed at which Long Yu absorbed the surrounding spiritual qi was dozens of times faster than usual. If this continued, he would be able to step into the rank 8 true spirit realm in a day or two. "Lord Messenger, I am Long Yu." Long Yu glanced over, and when he saw the white-robed man, he immediately admitted it. He did not have a good impression of the people of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. Even if everyone present was respectful to this messenger, Long Yu would not be like that. He always remembered that Xuanji Tianchun of the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate had snatched the little fox Qihua and humiliated him. "Ha! The son of the former saintess is indeed extraordinary." The white-robed messenger narrowed his eyes. "I only hope that after participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, you can still speak so calmly." There was obviously something hidden in these words, which made Long Yu's heart skip a beat. He thought to himself, would there still be people who would make things difficult for him during the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection? Logically speaking, during the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, no tricks could be played. After all, it was jointly organized by the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy. Not only the people of the Northern Academy, but also the seniors of the Southern Academy, Eastern Academy, Western Academy, and Central Academy would come to witness the ceremony. Under such circumstances, if the people of the Northern Academy wanted to make things difficult for Long Yu, it was absolutely impossible. In any case, we must be careful. Long Yu thought to himself, he had to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection no matter what, because if he wanted to go to the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, that was the only way. Whether it was to snatch back the little fox Demon Chiwa, to see his mother Bei Yu Yao, or to inquire about the whereabouts of his father, Long Zaiqian, he had to enter the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. All right, since everyone is here, you have said what you need to say. It is time for us to depart. The white-robed messenger glanced at the crowd and then said, "This time, I am responsible for escorting the young talents of the Tang Kingdom, Ancient Ming Kingdom, and Dongri Kingdom to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. So, the 7 of you, come with me to Ancient Ming Kingdom and Dongri Kingdom first. The participants of Ancient Ming Kingdom and Dongri Kingdom had been selected before. The Tang Kingdom was the last country. After the selection, the white robe messenger could directly take the participants and leave. After saying this, the white robe messenger waved his hand and suddenly threw out a carpet battle weapon. This carpet battle weapon actually floated in the air, which made the hearts of the surrounding people tremble. It was a flying battle weapon, and it was a flying battle weapon that could carry people. Come on up. As the white-robed emissary spoke, the blanket instantly expanded, as if it could expand infinitely, turning into a giant blanket. The 7 participants of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection immediately left their respective teams and stepped onto the giant carpet. The entire carpet could at least stand 100 people at the same time without feeling crowded. Of course, there was still room for the 7 of them to stand. Next, the white-robed messenger flew in front alone and waved his hand, and the carpet also flew up with him. Long Yu, don't you know how to fly? Why don't you fly by yourself? Yu Qining sneered and mocked him. If I can save some energy, of course I won't waste it. Long Yu said lightly, with the same sarcasm in his voice. The Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection was about to begin. Of course, Yu Qining could not do anything to Long Yu. Wouldn't it be a waste of effort to talk nonsense now? All right, we're about to see the young geniuses of Ancient Ming and Dongri. Everyone, be careful. Chu Huang, the princess of the royal family, who was wearing a snow-white silk robe, stopped the 2 from quarreling. She said, "Let's see how strong the young geniuses of these 2 countries are. No matter what, we can't lose to these 2 small countries." Ancient Ming and Dongri had once joined forces to invade the Tang Empire. Therefore, the 7 of them had a common enemy against these 2 countries. Even Yu Qining knew that this was not the time to bicker with her own people, lest the people from the other 2 countries laugh at her. The carpet flew extremely fast, and the white-robed messenger, who had reached the celestial arcana plane, flew even faster. At least the speed at which everyone was moving was several times faster than Long Yu could fly on his own. If he were to fly on his own, he would not be able to keep up with the carpet and the white-robed messenger. After all, the white-robed messenger was an expert of the celestial arcana plane. To Long Yu, he was still too strong. At this moment, Long Yu closed his eyes and quietly absorbed the spiritual qi of heaven and earth around him. He had consumed the water of the sacred spring not long ago, so he was able to absorb the spiritual qi of heaven and earth very quickly. He believed that he would be able to reach LV8 of the true spirit's secret realm soon. Apart from him, it was the first time for the other 6 people to fly in the air. They were all looking forward to entering the celestial arcana plane as soon as possible. Once a martial cultivator entered the celestial arcana plane, they would be able to reach the sky in a single bound. Unfortunately, the celestial arcana plane was just too difficult. In the entire Tang Empire, there might not even be one person who entered the celestial arcana plane every 10 years. Soon, they arrived at the border of Ancient Ming. The carpet landed and brought 7 young geniuses from Ancient Ming to the agreed location. At this time, Long Yu finally opened his eyes. Sweeping his gaze over, he saw 2 acquaintances whom he had met before. The little prince of Ancient Ming, Manxin. Long Yu squinted his eyes. The leader of the 7 people from Ancient Ming was the little prince of Ancient Ming, who he had seen from afar outside the Goblin Lightning Pool. His cultivation was at the peak of LV9 True Spirit. Behind the little prince, one of them was Major General Man Xin, whom Long Yu had met before. In the past, Man Xin was the same as the great Tang country's Long Ji, with a cultivation of the rank 4 True Spirit. But now, he had actually reached the rank 8 True Spirit. It could be seen that Man Xin truly had cultivation talent, and Long Ji had completely relied on his family to accumulate it. You're here. The eyes of the Gu Ming Kingdom's young prince and Man Xin lit up when they saw Long Yu. You owe me a goblin lightning heavenly tablet. The little prince looked at Long Yu and said calmly. Long Yu looked at him as if he was an idiot. Oh him, is there something wrong with your head? You're blaming others for something you can't get. Chapter 313. At this moment, the majority of the people of the Tang Empire were united against a common enemy. However, there were exceptions. Yu Qianning smiled and said darkly, Long Yu, I didn't expect you to be so cowardly. You don't even dare to say a word when someone insults you. You even need them to speak for you. Long Yu ignored Yu Qianning. Long Yu was surprised that Long Han had offended the little prince of Gu Meng by speaking up for him. He turned his head and nodded slightly to Long Han. Thank you. What are you thanking me for? I'm just stating the truth. Also, is it really appropriate for you to not say a word when someone insults you? Dragon Mark glanced at Long Yu and said, I don't talk to idiots. Long Yu shook his head. The moment these words came out, the little prince and Yu Qianning gritted their teeth in anger. This Long Yu was beating around the bush and saying that they were retarded. Some people think they have the right to look down on those stronger than them. However, they only know how wrong they are when they face death. The prince said coldly, Remember my name? Mengdo Kai. If you meet me in the heavenly mandate sacred selection, you will die a horrible death. Unfortunately, this threat was useless against Long Yu. Long Yu smiled and ignored Mengdo Kai. This made Mengdo Kai even angrier. This Long Yu didn't take him seriously at all. How could Mengdo Kai, who had lived in the limelight for his entire life, tolerate such contempt? Yu Qianning, I will kill you. At this time, another person from the ancient Ming kingdom also openly challenged Yu Qianning. This person was Man Xian. Man Xian's father, Man Yi, was killed by Yu Qianning when the heavenly steel was about to appear. He would never forget this. Seeing Yu Qianning, Man Xian's eyes burned with hatred as he spoke viciously. You a mere 8th rank martial path cultivator dare to talk big? Yu Qianning sneered in disdain. You just wait and see. Man Xian did not feel ashamed of his martial Dao realm at all. On the contrary, he was filled with confidence. It was unknown if he had some kind of trump card up his sleeves. The ancient Ming kingdom and the great Tang kingdom had a lot of enmity with each other. But in comparison, the enmity between the Dongri kingdom and the great Tang kingdom was even deeper. In the past, the Dongri nation had invaded the Tang Empire and slaughtered millions of people. This action made the hatred between the Tang Empire and the Dongri nation irreconcilable. Soon, the flying carpet flew past Gumeng and arrived at the territory of Dongri. It landed near the capital of Dongri. 7 Dongri martial arts cultivators stepped onto the flying carpet. Samurai of Dongri. In Dongri, martial cultivators were not called martial cultivators, but samurai. They had their own unique culture on the path of martial cultivation. Long Yu narrowed his eyes. This country of Dongri was similar to a country in his previous life. When the 7 Dongri samurai stepped onto the flying carpet, the atmosphere on the carpet became even more tense. Even the people of Gumeng did not like the martial cultivators of Dongri. They had allied with the Dongri nation only because they were driven by interests. Long Yu glanced at the 7 people. He saw that the 7 people were all wearing bronze armor and bronze masks. There were 5 men and 2 women. They were all short, and there was no obvious distinguishing features among them. Long Yu could only see that among the 7 people, 4 men and 1 woman were in the LV9 True Spirit Realm. The other man and woman were in the LV8 True Spirit Realm. With such strength, they were not much weaker than the ancient Ming Kingdom and the Great Tang Empire. After the 7 people stepped onto the carpet, none of them said a word. But each of them exuded endless murderous intent, which made the atmosphere quite heavy. We are about to go to the end of the heavenly mandate continent. All 21 people had arrived. The white-robed messenger of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Continent finally revealed their destination. It was not where the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Continent was located. Before participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate Continent, It is necessary for you to understand what kind of world the heavenly mandate continent we live in is. As the white-robed messenger spoke, he seemed a little emotional. This made the 21 people on the flying carpet a little surprised. Their hearts were hooked. The end of the heavenly mandate continent? What kind of world was this? Without a doubt, this was a question that everyone present wanted to know the answer to. Even Long Yu himself felt the same way. All along, the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute had been the leader of the Heavenly Mandate continent. The truth of the world had always been covered up by the Sacred Institute and not known to the public. But now, they were participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent. Were they going to be taken to the end of the Heavenly Mandate continent to know the truth of this world? The flying carpet followed the white-robed messenger all the way to the north. The north is the area of the Great Tang Empire. Further north is the land of extreme cold. Even those in the LV9 True Spirit realm cannot resist the cold. Only those in the Celestial Secret realm can set foot there. It is indeed the land of extreme cold. But since the messenger is taking us there must be a way to ensure our safety, right? Everyone kept discussing. The speed of the flying carpet was extremely fast. Long Yu looked to the east and soon saw the outer mountain range of the sky's Soul Ghost Valley. Then he followed the mountain range of the sky, Soul Ghost Valley, and went all the way to the north. The south of the demon kingdom of the Soul Valley is an endless and insurmountable mountain range, which is isolated from the human countries. And the north is close to the land of extreme cold. The white-robed messengers said, "This time, there will also be young demon cultivators from the demon kingdom of the Soul Valley participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent." This was something that everyone knew in advance. Long Yu's heart moved. He glanced at the territory of the demon kingdom of the Soul Valley and thought of the youth of the Soaring Sky tribe, Jin Yi, and the Rainbow Wing envoy, Hong Yu. Jin Yi seemed to be participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent, and Hong Yu's talent was not bad. He should also participate, right? Long Yu was looking forward to the battle with these two demon cultivators in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent. He finally had the chance to take revenge for that sword strike. Not long after, everyone saw a flying gourd battle soldier not far away. It was also carrying a large group of people, and it was rushing toward the land of extreme cold in the north. And in the sky ahead, there was also a giant green leaf, carrying dozens of people toward the north at high speed. These were young geniuses from the surrounding 4 major countries, 16 small countries, and 2 major demon kingdoms. They were all warriors who were about to participate in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent. There was no doubt that before participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent, everyone would be taken to the land of extreme cold to visit the end of the Heavenly Mandate continent. Just within the range of Long Yu's vision, there were as many as 6 or 7 flying battle soldiers, which meant that there were more than 100 young geniuses who were about to participate in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate continent. And in a place that Long Yu could not see, there must be more flying battle soldiers. The Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate is indeed much stronger than ordinary countries. Even the North Sea Kingdom may not be able to produce more than 3 flying battle soldiers. But in the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate, it seems that any warrior in the secret realm of celestial being can produce one. Long Yu thought to himself. At this moment, everyone's position was getting farther and farther north, and gusts of cold air were sweeping toward them from the front. Even a martial arts warrior like Yu Qianing could not help but shiver. Cold, it was too cold. They had not actually reached the land of extreme cold, otherwise everyone on the flying carpet would have been frozen into ice. Even though Long Yu had comprehended the law of Yin and had a stronger resistance to low temperatures than ordinary martial arts cultivators, at this moment, he gradually felt a chill from outside to inside, seeping into his bones. This was a kind of cold that could not be resisted. Rise! In front, the white-robed messenger of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate continent raised his hand and formed a translucent defensive barrier, covering the flying carpet. As soon as this barrier appeared, it instantly blocked all the cold air that was coming towards them. At the same time, everyone saw that around every flying battle soldier, there was a defensive barrier. Obviously, it was formed by the messengers of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate continent. With this barrier, only warriors who had not yet entered the secret realm of celestial being could resist the endless cold of the land of extreme cold. Look, such a young warrior of the secret realm of celestial being. Suddenly, someone pointed at a white-clothed figure that was flying towards the north at an extremely fast speed and cried out in alarm. Everyone quickly looked over there and saw a lonely white-robed figure. He was definitely a powerful warrior who had entered the secret realm of celestial being, but judging from his age, he was only in his early 20s. He was not much older than Long Yu, but he had already entered the secret realm of celestial being. I've heard of him. I think he is the strongest youth of the Tianyuan Sword Kingdom. His name is Ji Tianqi, and he is 21 years old this year. He has already entered the secret realm of celestial being. So, terrifying? This person is also participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection? Of course. Ji Tianqi has already taken one of the last 12 spots of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Seeing the lonely white-robed figure flying on the sword, young martial arts cultivators from various countries on the 7 or 8 flying battle soldiers nearby all looked at him enviously. The Tianyuan Sword Kingdom was one of the 4 kingdoms under the jurisdiction of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate continent. It was at the same level as the North Sea Kingdom, and its comprehensive strength was even stronger than the North Sea Kingdom. It was only natural that the Tianyuan Sword Kingdom could cultivate such a terrifying warrior like Ji Tianqi. Soon, a layer of frost barrier invisible to the naked eye appeared in front of everyone. After passing through this layer of frost barrier, they arrived at the land of extreme coldness. Many flying battle soldiers moved forward in the clouds without stopping. In a short while, they brought hundreds of young warriors into the land of extreme coldness. In the next moment, even with the defensive barrier formed by the messenger of the secret realm, everyone on the flying battle soldiers shivered. The coldness of this land of extreme coldness was beyond everyone's imagination. Long Yu noticed that even the white-robed messenger flying in front of the flying carpet had a layer of frost on his eyebrows and hair. But for warriors of the secret realm of celestial being, this layer of frost had no effect on them. Stepping into the land of extreme coldness, a colorful glow in the distant sky reflected in everyone's eyes. Chapter 314. The land of extreme cold welcomed a group of hundreds of tourists. Long Yu and the others sat on the flying carpet and flew toward the edge of the extreme north, where the colorful light was located. The cold air constantly swept in from outside the defensive barrier, making everyone shiver. Gradually, everyone felt as if they were in the light. A faint light shone from the colorful light. Stop! Not long after, the white-robed messenger raised his hand, and the flying carpet stopped in midair. At the same time, the other flying fighters in the surroundings also stopped in midair with a similar distance between them. It's about time. This is the end of the Heavenly Mandate continent. The white-robed messenger looked at the dazzling light in front of him and narrowed his eyes. This is it. Long Yu looked down and saw that on the ground hundreds of feet below, there was an endless stretch of glaciers, extending all the way into the distant light. No matter how he activated his chi, he could not see through the light in front of him. Messenger, you said that this is the end of the Heavenly Mandate continent. In other words, no one can go further? On the flying carpet, someone asked. Yes, for you it is indeed so. The white-robed messenger nodded and then explained, this light, we call it Heavenly Astral, is the Heavenly Astral Wind. No matter where you go in the Heavenly Mandate continent, you will eventually encounter this kind of heavenly astral wind that prevents you from going further. Heavenly astral wind. Everyone looked at the light in front of them and felt a lot of emotions from the white-robed messenger's words. If what the white-robed messenger said was true, then the entire heavenly mandate continent was like a cage trapped by the so-called heavenly astral wind. Long Yu suddenly thought of what Wang Chongfeng said in the bone-hiding abyss. To leave the heavenly mandate continent, one must practice the mental cultivation method of the heavenly crystal level and comprehend the laws of the heavenly crystal level. Long Yu thought to himself, could it be that the key to breaking through the heavenly astral wind was the laws of the heavenly crystal level? When Wang Chongfeng said that if he wanted to break through the 1,000 layers of heavenly spirits and leave the heavenly mandate continent, he had to cultivate the laws of the heavenly crystal level. Long Yu didn't really believe it at that time. But now, it seemed that it was most likely true. The heavenly astral gale has a total of 1,000 layers. For someone like me who has just entered the heavenly realm, I can only break through the first layer. As expected, the white-robed messenger continued. If you want to leave the heavenly mandate continent and go to the outside world, you have to break through the 1,000-layered sky shield. What kind of martial arts realm does one have to break through 1,000 layers of heavenly dipper? Someone could not help but ask. Of course, it is the realm above the secret plane of heavenly beings. Even in our heavenly mandate sacred institute, no one has been able to reach that level. The white-robed emissary sighed and said, therefore, we hold the heavenly mandate sacred selection every 7 years. One of the purposes is to find the most talented people, train them, and let them try to touch the realm of martial arts above the secret realm of heavenly beings. Above the heavenly human secret realm. Now, the people on the flying soldier had not even reached the secret realm of heavenly beings, not to mention the realm above the secret realm. When you step into the secret realm of heavenly beings, you will realize that the path of martial arts has actually just begun. The white-robed emissary's voice turned solemn. The 1,000-layered sky shield contains more space than the entire heavenly mandate continent. In a 1,000-layered sky shield, there are many cities and clans built by martial arts cultivators. The overall strength of some cities and clans is even stronger than that of the heavenly mandate sacred institute. The heavenly astral gale was a problem for martial arts cultivators below the secret realm of heavenly beings to even enter. However, there were extremely powerful cultivators who built cities and clans in the 1,000-layered sky shield. Needless to say, if they left the 1,000-layered sky shield, they would be out of the heavenly mandate continent. Long Yu knew that they would be in the Shenwu world, a true world of martial arts cultivators. For a moment, almost everyone on the flying carpet felt a sense of longing for the future. Even the young prince of the ancient Ming kingdom, Mondakai, put away his arrogant attitude and once again became fanatical in his pursuit of the martial path. Even Long Yu was the same. Even though Long Yu had long known that there was a wider world outside the heavenly mandate continent, at this moment, looking at the 1,000-layered sky shield with his own eyes still made his blood boil. For a moment, everyone's mentality changed. In comparison, the sacred selection of the heavenly mandate sacred institute became less important. In the 1,000-layered sky shield, there were even clans and cities that were more powerful than the heavenly mandate sacred institute. If they could join those clans, wouldn't they have a better future? I have to remind you, as if reading everyone's mind, the white-robed emissary chuckled. Even I can't walk freely in the 1,000-layered sky shield. If you really want to go further on the path of martial arts, there is no doubt that joining the heavenly mandate sacred institute is your only choice. However, the cultivation resources of the heavenly mandate sacred institute are also limited. They are only provided to the most outstanding geniuses. The white-robed emissary continued. So, in the sacred selection of the heavenly mandate sacred institute, all of you should show your strongest talent and strength. The 12 people with the most potential will be qualified to join our Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute, and even step out of the Heavenly Mandate continent to pursue the true supreme martial arts. There was no doubt that these words were extremely provocative. After these words, everyone on the flying carpet had a look of anticipation in their eyes. Since they had obtained the qualification to participate in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute, of course, they would go all out to compete. Even if they were facing a terrifying genius like Ji Tianqi, they would still have to fight. Moreover, more than 400 people participating in the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute could not all be as powerful as Ji Tianqi. However, most people did not seem to notice the hidden meaning in the white-robed emissary's words. What this guy said was to choose the 12 people with the most potential, not the 12 strongest. Could it be that the sacred selection of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute is not as simple as a martial arts competition? Long Yu frowned slightly and began to think. With his current strength, if they were to compete in combat, he was really no match for a celestial being secret realm warrior like Ji Tianqi. But in terms of potential, Long Yu believed that he would not lose to a figure like Ji Tianqi. He just did not know how the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute would determine everyone's potential. Just as Long Yu was thinking, suddenly a group of warriors around him exclaimed. Then, Long Yu saw the lonely figure in white who had just appeared actually left the team and fiercely rushed in the direction of the astral wind. It was Ji Tianqi who actually rushed to the astral wind. "Break for me!" A roar that seemed to shake the world spread from the direction of the white-robed figure to the surrounding people's ears. It was so deafening that even the deaf could hear it. A white robe, a flash of sword light, a lonely figure galloped toward the glow where the astral wind was. The next moment, the brilliant sword light bloomed with a brilliance even more dazzling than the glow of the astral wind. The terrifying power condensed at one point and stabbed toward the glow. Crack! It seemed that something was pierced by the sword light. Then, Ji Tianqi flashed and merged into the glow, disappearing in front of everyone. He broke through the first level of the astral wind. In front of the flying carpet, the white-robed messenger narrowed his eyes. He seemed to have a lot of expectations for Ji Tianqi's move. Everyone focused their attention on the place where Ji Tianqi had disappeared, only to see nothing but a sky full of multicolored light. Perhaps only the warriors of the celestial being secret realm could know how Ji Tianqi was now. He broke through the second level. The white-robed messenger's expression changed slightly, and a touch of surprise flashed across his face. Even he had always been able to break through the first level of the astral wind, but this Ji Tianqi, a young junior, had actually broken through the second level, which undoubtedly showed that Ji Tianqi's talent was terrifying. The third level, the fourth level, the fifth level, he finally stopped. A group of white-robed messengers from the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm exclaimed, and when they saw Ji Tianqi stop, they all breathed a sigh of relief. He just stepped into the celestial being secret realm, and he could break through the fifth level of the astral wind. This Ji Tianqi seems to be talented and worth training. The white-robed messengers looked at each other and saw the same meaning in each other's eyes. Soon, Ji Tianqi's lonely figure in white appeared from the glow, and it could be seen that he was a little exhausted. Breaking through the fifth level of the astral wind was more tiring than dealing with an enemy of the same martial arts realm. Ji Tianqi appeared from the glow of the astral wind and glanced around. There was not the slightest complacency in his eyes, but a little disappointment. He was so young and so talented, but Ji Tianqi was still not satisfied with himself, which made the people around him secretly curse him in their hearts. This guy was too pretentious, wasn't he? What kind of existence is the astral wind? Even a strong martial arts practitioner of the celestial being secret realm can't break through it. In his heart, Long was thinking about how the Heavenly Mandate continent came to be. Where did the thousand-layer astral wind come from? Could it be that the thousand-layer astral wind had always existed since the Heavenly Mandate continent came into being? Or was it that the thousand-layer astral wind was placed here by someone? This question, even some warriors of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute had never thought about it. However, for Long Yu, this was very important. The dragon of 9 underworlds died countless years ago, and the Jiuyo tribe was born in the Shenwu world. Then what kind of powerful existence fell from the sky and killed the dragon of 9 underworlds? The more one knew about this world, the more one was in awe of it. Long Yu knew more than the others. Therefore, his pursuit was also higher. He must reach the celestial being's secret realm, and he must break through the thousand-layer astral wind. Well, everyone, follow me to the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm. The white-robed messenger raised his hand and began to retreat with a flying carpet. The Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm is located behind the 10th level of the astral wind, suspended in the air. This made everyone's heart tremble. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.